captain this week, and he loses the toss. Mark Bickley for the Adelaide Crows elects to go away from the main scoreboard end, left to right of camera in the first quarter. Well, down on the boundary line, and Curls, I reckon of all your trips to Melbourne, this must give you the most hope for a victory.
Well, the Crows have been playing some good footy of late, and I think they're good enough to win this footy match, provided, of course, they keep playing to the standard they've been playing the last few weeks. But conditions absolutely fantastic today. Little to no breeze, no sun, so there won't be any problem there with the players. The surface is, well, without question, the best surface in Australia to play footy on. The grass is a little long, so players that do take the risk to wear moulded soles will be slipping over in tight conditions. There's certain to be some matchups. I think Lee's already mentioned that Woods will get Jarman, no doubt about that. Hawthorn no Jarman's going backwards. And I think Ken Judge is too smart a coach to allow him to roam around the ground unchecked. So I'm anticipating a very, very tough opening. There'll be a lot of aggression and vigour applied, and it's which team that can stand out with most players absorbing this and going on and providing opportunity for teammates that'll win the game.
Thanks, girls. Look forward to hearing from you during the day. Now, the umpires in charge today. The most experienced man on the panel, number 5, Rowan Saws, been around for yonks. Number 19 is Gavin Dorr. And one of the newer men on the panel, the son of the boss, number 41, Gavin Della. With us in commentary this afternoon, Kevin Bartlett.
Good afternoon, Drew. Looking forward to a great game. So Salmon tried to get his hands to the ball first, taken away by Costa, taken to ground. Jarman climbs up off the deck as well. A lot of games out here for Hawthorn. So Pittman got the job first up. Wren sitting on the interchange bench. The Rat back in action. Platten has the kick smothered. Taylor, quick hands to Trelevin. He's averaging 28 possessions a game. Scott had it, lost it. Comes back to Woods. Kicks the ball up towards the half-forward line. And there's Holland. What a big roll he's got now with Dunsell out of the side. Nick Holland goes short. The loose player's been set up. Been marked by Lord. Kicks inside 50. Chipping in. Read it well with Smart.
Nigel Smart for the Crows. On the bench for the Crows, Ormond Allen, Brett James and Sean Wren. Here's Hart in the back pocket. His kick up towards centre wing is perfectly delivered. And at full tilt, Vardy. Vardy's kick to half forward. Looking good early, the Crows. Edwards. That was good working of the ball. Modra on the lead. Gee whiz, from the back pocket to Modra. That was perfect by the Crows.
And all Drew created because of that turnover down the other end for Hawthorn. Smart intercepted that kick in. On that occasion, Crummell missed it by a few inches and Modra marked the ball. Amazing how a few inches at either end of the ground he's ended up with a Crows shot for goal.
Tony Modra, the leading goal kicker in the league, with 41 prior to today. This from about 40 metres, just over. Slips away to the right and is a behind. That's 41-15 for the season for Modra.
Kicked 129 goals back in 1993, a couple of 70s, and also 40-odd goals around about 95. So he's a goal-kicking machine, Platten, from that last line of defence. Have to play an inspirational game today. Playing in front, looking for the mark was Leckers, but a free kick is going to Pittman. Been in good form of late, in tandem with Sean Wren. Modra's a target once more. He's got 2 to beat. Hawthorn players crash into one another. Scott there gets up off the ground along with Graham. So a boundary throw in, some 35 metres around from Adelaide's goal. Stanfield. What a surprise packet he's been this year. Salmon. And the ball is just taken over the line for a boundary throw-in. You see Leckers there.
I was going to say, going to be a big day for Paul Salmon. He's going to have to get back into defence to do the ruck work, and he's been going to be double-teamed by Pittman and Wren. So, been very good form for Salmon. He's going to have to earn his dollars today.
And Crummell has picked up Matthew Robran, and Jonathan Robran's picked up Stanfield. We thought at one stage there, Drew, that might have been brother on brother.
Could have been. Pittman works the ball down. Bickley, a clever hand pass. Rashudo, what a shot! What a great kick by Rashudo, just offline. He's been in remarkable form, Mark Rashudo, but the Crows have opened with 2 behinds.
A little bit of trivia, both Robins for either side wear number 10 and their brother Barry wore number 10 for North Adelaide.
Their father, yeah.
Father, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, the short kick in by Graham's gone straight to the opposition. Bickley marks 35 metres out from goal.
Those short kick-ins up the centre of the ground. The first one came off to Platten, but there's very high risk and very little reward. I mean, if you kick the ball to the opposition like that, it really looked like Graham was picking Bickley out. But it's very dangerous, kicking short up the centre corridor.
Bickley for the first goal. Gets it.
Tonight is fight night at the SCG. The challengers Sydney up against the ropes after crashing out to Adelaide. The champs Collingwood on top of the AFL ladder. With 2 heavyweight full forwards, tonight is fight night on 7.
7's boundary riders.
And I think Malcolm Blight has got them on the right track.
Curley and Campbell have their say.
And I have to congratulate Jack. He was very, very good in his matchups.
Nobody knows football like 7.
Nobody knows news like 7.
Well, Graham missed Woods and Taylor by about 10 metres. Salmon tried to shovel the ball out. Taken away once more. The skipper pumps the ball back. Here's Modry, he's got it. He's quick on the lead, Lee.
He is quick. I mean, that time that was very good by Modra. I think sometimes he has a habit of not actually getting to the front position quick enough for those quick kicks out of the forward line. That time, just a quick long kick from the centre from here by Bickley, and it was Modra who was in the front position. I think from Hawthorn's point of view, Graham has to get a metre or 2 in front of Modra. Of course, in the race for the ball, Modra's going to win every time.
Directly in front. Modra drills it. Great start by the Crows.
Yes, those centre bounce flurries. I mean, any good forwards want the quick kicks out of the centre square there. If it's a quick kick forward, because the defender should have one eye on his opponent, or his forward opponent, always the forward should be the one who gets to those loose quicks forward. And Modra, of course, as we often mentioned, very quick off the mark. Once he gets a yard on his opponent, he's going to get to the ball first.
So back with umpire Gavin Dorr. What a great start for the Crows. 2-0. Salmon wins in the middle. Platten doesn't row, but it comes out to Taylor. Gets the hand pass back. They've turned it over in the middle, but maybe they can recover. Well done, Crawford. Off to Treleaven. Across the ground to Salmon. Pritchard peels off. Salmon goes longer. Kapler. Good punch by Jamison. Johnson. Very high kick, hasn't cleared the area. Oh, Kaplan, good mark. Off the left boot, back to full forward. Bounces across the goal square. Caven's there for the Crows. He's in a bit of trouble. The umpire will ball it up right in front. And the Crows breathe a sigh of relief.
So the Crows by 14 points. Chance for Hawthorn. Pittman taken by Holland. Kick was smothered. So lost opportunity. The race is on. Going to ground was Pritchard. He's got Trigg into the beat. Woods paddled the ball along in front. Lost control. Back to Pritchard. Great tackling by Jarman. The Rats got it. Here's a chance. Taylor runs inside 50 for Hawthorn. Long bomb in the square, 1-on-1. Holland's got it. Hasn't been paid. Hawthorn fans disappointed. Just didn't quite hang on to it long enough.
No, I was surprised, in fact, though, that the umpire didn't pay the mark. It's one of those ones the players almost brought it to ground. Let's have a look at it here.
Oh, close, isn't it?
Yes, most of those times I suspect they would have been paid, but nevertheless, it's hard to say it was an incorrect decision.
Maybe jolted out of his arms. Pittman centre wing, rockets the ball across Rashudo. Drills it looking for Stanfield. Beautiful kick.
And again, what we've seen so often, it's Stanfield on the lead and Modra staying back. I'm not quite sure what kind of system the two of them use, but it's quite effective, I think, when you're never quite sure which one of them is going to come at the kicker and which one is going to just stay back for the longer ball in.
So Stanfield's booted 20 goals this year. It's been a great combination. 61 goals between Stanfield and Modra. It's on a tight angle. You can see the camera shot there. It's across the face. And out of bounds.
So some worried looks in the Hawthorn box. They needed a bright start, and it hasn't been forthcoming. The Crows with 2 goals up already. Lord, and it's a throw in the forward pocket for the Crows. Salmon wins the hit. Lord, and out of bounds again, just outside the 50.
Simon Tregenza on screen. It was in this round last year, round 9, that he injured his knee. Had knee reconstruction. Kicked off the ground by Costa. Chance for Scott. His first season of AFL football. Rockets the ball over the top to Lord. Those quick hands to Robran. Back to Woods. The Rat runs on from the back pocket. So good system from Hawthorn out in front. That's a great mark to Chick. Quick hands to Taylor. The Hawks on the move to the half-forward line. Holland. He's got Caven. The beat goes to ground. Got to keep your feet. Caven heads towards the boundary line. A good work finished off there by Hart.
It was good by the Hawks out of defence until Holland slipped.
So the Crows by 13 points. Half-forward line for Hawthorn. Pittman too tall for Holland. Crawford tried to grab it for Hawthorn. Smart tried to crash his way through. Taylor with those quick hands. Back to Platten. Been in the thick of the action. Back to Crawford. Does well. Tries to centre the ball. Risciuto from behind. The free kick was paid earlier. Goes to Jamison.
Jamison playing on Kepler. Kepler filling the full forward role. Out to Johnson. Kick by Johnson up towards the centre of the ground. Vardy a good mark. Smart going past. Plenty of space at Waverley. Long kick by Smart for Modra. Taken out by Graham. Good mark by Graham. Couldn't get the hand pass away. Now in a bit of trouble. Finds Salmon. Salmon has Scott up near centre wing. And Lord. Ball didn't quite reach Lord. Well done, Edwards. Well done, Costa. And a good chase by Scott. Back in the back pocket, a juggler by Lekas. Has been good this season.
Well, they've been under a lot of pressure so far. That's a shocking kick. Great ground made by Graham to knock the ball away from Tregenza. Robram's got it. Hawthorn pack tackling. Back to Tregenza. Inside 50, around the corner. Taken by Liptak. Bang. Kicks a goal.
Having a new car warranty means what goes gets fixed. But you have to go back to the dealer for servicing, or your warranty goes. Right? Wrong. UltraTune can service your new car from day one, and your warranty keeps running as smoothly as your car. UltraTune. In tune with you and your new car, and your warranty at 15 RAA endorsed locations.
Head-to-head matches here. Hawthorn have won 4 out of 5 against the Crows. Crows' one win was by a point in 92. Woods up towards half forward. Holland flies, and this time there's no doubt about the mark. Plenty of space for Hawthorn inside half forward. It's popped up a little high, giving Jamison a chance, and he came to take the mark. Aaron Lord was camped underneath it. Cross in front of goal to Hart. Now, Vardy's 20 metres in the clear. 2 players unmarked near centre wing. Smart delays the hand pass to draw Platten. Risciuto to the 50. Robran palms down to the front to Edwards. He spins out well, but Trelevin cuts it off and goes for the boundary line. And out of bounds. Saved a sticky situation. Crows 20, Hawthorn 1.
You can see Johnny Hassel there. Used to be coached by Lee Matthews. Played 50 games with Collingwood. First season with Hawthorn. Hawthorn defence. Standing up to constant attacks in this first term. Trelevin goes wide, finds Platten. Picks up towards the half-forward line. Holland Great mark. Well, a lot is going to depend on Holland. That great marking strength across the half-forward line. This is tough here.
Interesting decision by Malcolm Light to put Caven onto Holland. Nigel Smart is actually playing on Justin Crawford, so you would have thought that that Smart, being probably the main taller defender for the Crows, would have taken the biggest job, which is Holland.
Young Gibson was on screen, just in his 3rd season of AFL football. One of the improving players for the Hawks. Jarman, quick kick, gets it across to Johnson, to Risciuto, got the numbers, across half-back. Smart pumps the ball down. Stanfield stands his ground, beaten from behind by Crummell.
And past it for 11. Hawks trying to move it on quickly, but a few times it's come unstuck as their disposal in the back line has a couple of times let them down. Robran goes short. Centre of the ground, Crawford. Further short pass. Lord walks the hand pass. Now goes for a bit of distance. Holland. Kane Johnson did well. And Hart burst from in front of the pack. Mighty kick to Liptak. Robran going past. Open slather. On his own is Stanfield, the only player inside 50. He looks back at his opponent and said, here I am.
Minor 10 out of 10. Minor 10.
We've tracked down those skirtings for you.
It'll need regular deep watering.
Every time. Minor 10.
This will complement it perfectly.
Hi, Bill. What project are you working on?
I reckon you'd be better off with bolts than nails.
10 out of 10. Every time.
Thank you.
Well, that was good value.
Minor 10 out of 10. Every time.
It might have looked comical, Drew. I don't agree with that. I don't think you belittle opponents when you've got the ball and you can't be tackled and there's no way the opponent can get there. I mean, if you're beating the opponent, you've beaten him. If he's out of position, I think it's a silly thing to do. Chance for Kapler on 50. Pumps the ball long. He's a great kick. This is going to get the distance. Hawthorn's got their first goal.
Yes, and did they need that one? Holland's doing pretty well across half-forward. He's giving Hawthorn a pretty good marking option across there. They need Harford to get more of the ball at this early stage, but Kapler, well, he's almost the designated kicker in a lot of ways. I mean, as he's on the 50-metre line, but beautifully balanced left-foot kick. He's playing full forward, so there's not going to be much marking height down there. Holland is going to have to take a lot of marks for the Hawks to win this game.
Well, it was a long time coming, the Hawks' first goal. Palmed down by Salmon. Jolted out of Harford's arms. Pittman got it up the ground for the Crows. Edwards has worked hard. Been playing on the forward line this year, and that's a ball up. Worth remembering that the Crows led by 39 points early in the second quarter in this game last year, and Hawthorn ran them down and won by 9 points. So an early start doesn't necessarily mean a victory. Salmon at the second attempt. Platt really lifting, the acting captain today. Costa's hand pass on the bounce, clean bowls Tregenza. He gets it away. Pittman, good hands. Tregenza, wide for Modra. Well, Pittman got the ball in the middle of the ground and is coming off and is about to be replaced by Sean Wren as Modra lines up for his second.
Yes, again, as soon as you put the ball out in front of Modra, he's just so quick on the lead. There's, as long as the ball is weighted so that you can run through the line of it, really defenders out of the contest.
Once again, Modra kicking from 40 to 45 metres. His second.
She still can't believe she only paid $15,490 drive away for a Mirage at Mitsubishi's end of financial year sale.
$19,990?
Even he finds it hard to believe. Lancer Sedan, $19,990 drive away.
Hey, tell a lot about a man by the car he drives.
Watch out, girls. He's an opportunist. He only paid $17,990 drive away for a Lancer Coupe.
So a 25-point lead to the Crows. Here they come once more. Costa Kicking the ball long out of the centre square. Backing back was Robin. Showed courage. Vardy tried to crash his way through. Lip tack, good hand. Stanfield, second goal coming up. He's missed.
You think Graham might be a little nervous with this kick in after action. I'd be very unlikely he'll go short down the centre corridor, I can tell you that. Long and wide.
So he kicks out towards Salmon's the target. Hart was a high flyer. Scott got it across to Trelevin. Had a tremendous season. Drops it in short and finds Tony Woods. Reliable, good stopper, persistent. Across to Taylor. Made that great comeback from 2 knee reconstructions and might give Dunstall some hope. Johnson hadn't lost it. Check. Somehow got his kick in. Flattened from behind, goes the punch. Giving away the free kick. Go to Costa. And Rashudo with a bit of strong arm tactics might lose it. Umpire Rowan Saws. Close to 400 games in the AFL. What a great umpire he's been. Kim Costa from that last line of defence. Kicks the big Wren off the interchange bench. Those long arms to Tregenza. Kicks wide to Liptak, the doctor in front. Going to get a shove out, not paid. Leckers gets the ball across. Lord goes short to Holland. Runs through the centre square. Just chips it up in the air. Needs support here, but Hart gets there with a big punch away. That's a sign of strength. Good interception by Harford, who was caught, but great hands to Platten. Gets it back to Chick. He's on 50. Twists, turns, pops it up in the air. One for the high flyers. Jarman's there. Couldn't take it. Crawford at ground level. Can he beat Smart? It's got him. Over the top was Gibson. Kapler. Into space. Check. A second attempt. Great smother by Caven. Ricochets back to Hart. And on the rebound, here come the Crows.
And they've rebounded brilliantly to space so far. Tregenza's kick. Oh, good mark, Robin. That was a real man against man, and he outmarked Crummell. Modra leads. The kick in that direction. Well, he should have taken it once he got there. Now Graham a chance to take it out.
And Matthew Robin, I think that was his first mark for the game. He's been back in the Crows side for 2 weeks and has taken 20 marks in those 2 games. So if you can get 10 marks a game at centre-half forward, you're going to be pretty influential in the result.
His first game back was absolutely superb. Throw in on the 50. Robin doing the work in here. Clever. Tapped out by Crummell. Trelevin's kick wide. Sits up for Holland at centre wing. He's got a man in short. He goes longer. Kick.
He's been pretty handy in this first term. Pops it out in front. And Gibson's got it.
They've set up a moving full forward line, Hawthorn. It's really their only option with the available personnel. Kapler and Gibson, who are really moving players. They're not going to mark the ball over the head too often. So really getting the ball on the lead in that fashion, that is Hawthorn's hope today to get some scoring power out of their full forward line.
Just the 19 games, 1 goal this season. He'll be kicking from right on 50. The distance is there. Magnificent kick by Gibson. Wow.
New McFeast Deluxe. It's a bit saucy.
Shannon Gibson, who kicked 8 goals in the reserves last week, gets his first today. Missed 4 games with a shoulder injury. Rashudo caught in a good tackle by Harford. And that ball isn't going anywhere, and the umpire will have to ball it up again.
And just those midfield matchups. So Rakudo and Harford seem to be paired. Costa and Platten are paired. Bickley, Trelevin and Woods on Jarman. They're the 4 main midfield matchups.
And Darren Jarman, who kicked 4 goals last week, has had just 1 kick so far. That's his second. A few hoots from the Hawthorn fans. It spills to Wren. Long kick. Stanfield this time. Gets underneath it. Crummell the first back there. Graham leaves Modra. He needs to get it out of there, otherwise Modra's on his own. This could be dangerous. Lip tack. Oh, off the side of the boot. I thought it was a smother, but clearly off the side of the boot, out on the full.
Lip tack on screen, won the best and fairest last year for the Crows. It's the first part of the season. So Lord made his reputation on this ground in a final for Geelong against Carlton. Prosciutto to Tregenza, targets Modra out in front. He's got it this time. He looks dangerous.
Yes, he's in good form. We know he can mark the ball. We know he can jump on a pack. We know he can lead. And when he's doing all those things, you add that agility at ground level to react quickly. The ball off the pack, he becomes a very dangerous package. And this year, he's certainly in very good form.
He's kicked 43 goals for the season, directly in front. So Tony Modra, he's kicked it. Well, he's a dead-eyed dick at the moment. 3 goals won in the opening term.
I think what we've seen in the first part of the game, though, is what Modra has to do. He has to play in front. Really, a good full forward has to lead at the ball, give his teammate down the field a target. I think sometimes Modra has tended to hang back and be too confident in his ability to jump on a pack. I think the percentages come, the big goal-scoring tallies come when he'll constantly lead up the field at the kicker.
Well, Modra always looked as though he was going to have a great season. He'd like to be the full forward in the team coached by Malcolm Blight. Another ball up from umpire Rowan Saws.
I think the big turnaround for the Crows in recent weeks has been the form you mentioned before, Lee, of Rob Room at centre-half forward. He's averaging 10 marks a game. And Peter Caven has certainly filled in at centre-half back and has been a very good player as well.
He has been.
There have been 2 positions that have always worried Adelaide.
He's had a sensational month, Caven. That'll be a free kick to Daniel Hawthorn. They've got one from Wren.
Also at the moment, though, however, Holland's on top of Caven. It'll be interesting to see whether, but the Crows are well in top in general play, which means you probably just stay with the matchups you've got.
Well, Wren gave both knees a good test then. Crummell inside the 50. A fly by Holland, but no mark. Roving Chick, good first quarter by him. Woods, 45 metres out. Oh, just offline.
I've seen Hawthorn a few times this year, and I've seen sides skip away to a 4-goal lead against them. But they are a very persistent combination, Hawthorn. And whilst Adelaide's got a good start, Lee, Hawthorn will keep chipping away.
Yes, they'll keep coming.
Hart's got in the back pocket. Goes short to Smart. Oh, he was trying to get...
He was off, wasn't he?
Maybe 50, but he was going forward. There was no doubt about it.
If he'd got away with it, he would just cleared off.
So Kane Johnson, the youngster from Ringwood in Victoria, making a mark with the Crows. To Edwards. Started his career with the Crows in the back pocket. Now sees himself more as a half-forward player. Crummell had it, lost it. Just couldn't hang on to the Sharon. Costa tried to slap the ball out. Jarman does well. Just toe pokes it up to Costa. Doesn't hit a target. Trelevin takes it away. He's been averaging 25 possessions. Salmon trying to build that wall. Gets it across. Lord across to Robran. Now to Hassel just off the interchange bench. Pritchard's gone off. The kick to Chick. Smart takes the free kick.
Towards the outer side to McLeod. In the last minute of the first quarter. Prosciutto. Good chase by Chick. Centre half forward, Wren is there. Robran came over the back. Liptak. Palmed out by Salmon. Trelevin. Another prolific quarter by Trelevin. Holland. 30 seconds left. Can the Hawks get another one before the siren? Kick by Holland. Pokes it up very high for Kapler. Gave him little chance against Jamison, who took the mark. Jamison backwards, if anything, to the goal square to McLeod. Now Prosciutto. Smart. Probably run out of time. Once again he's on. This time gets away with it. Long kick to centre half forward. Stanfield is there. Crummell can't take the mark. Salmon. Well, Hawthorn weathered the storm, but the Crows really put it to them in the first quarter and kicked 6 goals to 2.
Well, they certainly did. Put the scoreboard pressure on, got 6 goals in the first quarter. Hawthorn battled hard and they got their couple, but the whole trend of this game, they've got an Adelaide team in very good form and conditions that suit a team that can use the ball accurately. They look quick. They've got marking power up the forward line. They've got the height and marking power in defence. And really, they're looking very impressive, the Crows. And Hawthorn are really going to have to close the game down a little bit, I think. If it becomes a free-scoring shootout, then I think Adelaide are going to be the ones to kick a big score.
Well, the only time Hawthorn have lost here at Waverley this year, their 3 wins have all been at Waverley. Their only loss was to North Melbourne, last year's premiers, and that was by 10 points. And that game was in the balance until the last minute or two. Out goes Ken Judge. Quarter time here. Adelaide 6-3-39. Hawthorn 2-2-14.
Introducing a different kind of four-wheel drive that thinks. The all-new Explorer has Control Track, intelligent technology that senses any loss of traction and automatically engages four-wheel drive. It's also the only four-wheel drive thoughtful enough to feature an optional 5-speed automatic transmission. The new Ford Explorer. The intelligent four-wheel drive.
What does getting in front mean to you?
Space to breathe.
I think a spa would be good.
Yeah.
Don't move. Get the home of your dreams.
I'd probably start in the bedroom.
Home improvement loans from 6.5% per annum, fixed for 1 year from Bank SA.
And a much more livable kitchen.
Something pleasant to consume.
And you could do your scones.
Is this getting too philosophical?
If you'd like to get in front, call 13 13 76. Bank SA, the Bank of South Australians.
I always take extra with me whenever I tour England. It has an extra long taste, which is great, because when I'm here, I know I'm going to be in for a long time. In the pavilion, that is.
Extra lasts extra long.
Most health insurance companies only offer family membership, which covers children up to 19 years old. SGIC covers children to 21 years of age at no extra cost.
If you're a bargain hunter, isn't it good to know that in over 10 countries worldwide, you'll find cash converters? People sell goods to cash converters for all sorts of reasons, but if you're a buyer, you only need one reason. Huge savings on a huge range of electronics, home appliances, jewelry, sporting goods, and so much more. It's why Cash Converters is now the largest second-hand goods chain on earth. Where in the world would you be without them?
Panasonic. You'll keep coming back to Keith Bowden Electrical.
Panasonic slim profile design, stereo surround sound, and extra large King picture screen. For Panasonic stereo television, it's the one that you will watch.
It really has to be Keith Bowden for Panasonic.
Keith Bowden Electrical. South Road, St Mary's.
Look out! This winter at Peter Shearer Menswear, our clothes have to be seen to be believed.
Look out! 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 Look out for the man who goes by the name Peter Shearer!
See it, believe it, at Peter Shearer Menswear, Rundle Mall.
Look out! Look out! Look out! Look out!
Quarter time at Waverley and a great start for the Crows. They lead 6-3-39 to 2 goals to 14. The only multiple goal scorer is Modra, who has 3, and the goal scorers for the Hawks are Kapler and Gibson. Well, there's another match being played this afternoon, and some stations, particularly viewers in Adelaide, taking a replay of that game later in the day. So if you don't wish to know the score between Carlton and Fremantle, look away now. And down on the boundary line, Neil Kirby.
Thanks, Drew. Ken Judge, pretty irate quarter time. He was very, very severe on his forwards for allowing the Crows backmen to develop a pattern to bring the ball out. And we saw that consistently in that quarter by bringing the ball out of defence cleanly with running movement and then going long to Modra with room to move in. And Modra was found on the long lead by, I think, on 4 or 5 occasions. Ken Judge, very, very critical there. Also, not too happy with young Pritchard. Effort on Tregenza. Tregenza was very, very important in that first quarter. Whereas Malcolm Blight was very, very pleased, particularly with his defenders, and Smart being the key player there because he's running unchecked coming out of defence.
Here's Harford for the Hawks. Lord floats one over the top to Platten, who didn't take possession. That's great stuff. Johnny Hassel, who came off the bench in the first quarter. Chick in the goal square. Punch to the front. Throw! Crawford! Just what the Hawks needed.
Yes, the player who got it forward. Curls mentioned the fact that they were unhappy with Pritchard's job and Tregenza in the first quarter. It happened to be John Hassel who came on to replace Pritchard there. The long kick forward. At least it went forward. It was direct. It was a real contest. And it was a question of who would get the crumbing ball. And Crawford on that occasion led Smart to it, kicked the goal.
It's been a handy pickup. He's kicked 9 goals this season. Of course, his brother Shane has been out injured with Dunstall out. Fair to say, arguably, their 2 best players not playing for the Hawks. Pittman to Jarman. Just the 3 kicks so far to Darren Jarman. Trelevin had a very big first quarter for Hawthorn with 9 possessions, along with Holland, who took 6 marks and had 7 possessions. So certainly having the better over Peter Caven at the moment. Salmon slaps the ball forward. Hassel throws the ball. Taken by Vardy, kicks it straight up in the air. Kapler versus Costa. And the mark's been paid. So from the defensive 50, big booming kick by Costa. Robrin nearly took a one-hander, recovers well. Important player he's been since coming back from injury. Averaging 10 marks a game. Here's the doctor. Lip tack, taken to the ground by Lekas. He's had a pretty good season. Harford dives on it. No reward. Caven over the top of the ball. We've got a ball up.
It's really that situation where the Hawthorn player fell on Caven. One, it's a question whether it's in the back, and if it's not in the back, sometimes if you've got to just hold off him a little bit to draw the umpire into a holding the ball decision.
Punch by Crummell. Hassel. Vardy, 60 metres from goal. Thumps it to the edge of the square. Modra works it to the front for a rover. Hawthorn had one at the other end. The Crows didn't that time. Jonathan Robin gets it back to Trelevin. Trelevin's kick out of defence. Tregenza works to the front. Rasciuto. Great hands. Vardy back to Rasciuto. Oops. Not so great off the left. Bickley centering kick. Modra. Oh, almost came down with it. Salmon. Lekas. And the Hawks will be able to clear. Angelo Lekas. Up short of centre wing. And the ball out of play.
Paul Salmon did well, Lee, and both those high balls into the goal square. He was there standing in front of Modra.
It was a step ladder for Modra, but he was a very tall step ladder, and Modra actually got up there and actually couldn't quite go it. But I must say, when you come to the football and Tony Modra's on the ground, you always think something special might happen.
So it'd be just a matter of a question of just how much work Salmon can put in today in getting back, not only doing the ruck work, but building a wall for the likes of Tony Modra. Rasciuto with strength. What a great season he's had so far. Back to Hart, rockets the ball to Smart. Run through the centre square. Casual bounces with a big bomb. Modra, one out. Tried to push Robin underneath the ball. Graham. Some fancy footwork. Comes away with the ball. Heads towards the boundary line. Good defensive play. Vardy. Former under-15 schoolboy state captain. He's been a top junior. Now doing it at senior level. Lekas and Salmon. Balanced the ball. Couldn't take it. They go to ground on 50 and we've got a ball up. 19 points the difference. Crows in front.
It's interesting, down the opposite end of the field, that McLeod is virtually playing full-back on Gibson, whereas normal full-back Jamison's on the half-back line on Kapler. Interesting matchup. I would have thought maybe better off the opposite matching there.
Liptak tried to get boot to ball. Well done by Crummell to delay the hand pass to Graham. Out wide for Platten. Bad bounce. Costa's Platten's man. Scott drawing Costa. Now Platten. Welcome back to the seniors, Johnny the Rat. Game 244 today. Up to half forward. Oh, good lead by Crawford. But once he got there, he couldn't take the mark. And the ball's out of play at left half forward for the Hawks. Hawks have the only goal of the second quarter.
And they trail by 19 points. Crawford on screen has booted a goal in this second term. Holland got 2 to beat. Harford has the ball kicked off the ground by Rashuto. Good diving attempt by Trelevin. Back to Taylor. They're persistent. Hawthorn. Chick. Been very handy so far. The lead is on. It's been ignored. He goes to the square. Holland running with the flow of the ball. They need a kind bounce. They don't get it. Just a minor score.
Chick 3 marks, 7 possessions.
Yes, Chick and Holland have been quite good down there, actually. Their 2 Hawthorn forwards, I think, are probably on top in their one-on-one contest.
So Jamison, who's in that foundation team for the Crows when they beat Hawthorn in that opening game of 1991, to Bickley. Kicks the ball out wide. It's a great kick, finds Jarman. Gets the boos. Former Hawthorn best and fairest winner. Played in their premiership side. Out here at Waverley. Kicks the ball, hugs the boundary line. Salmon in front. It's been terrific for the Hawks on their best and fairest last year. Just relishing the workload. Gets the ball back. Taylor kicks out towards the half-forward line. It's a poor kick. Sets up McLeod.
McLeod at half-back for the Crows. Hart at centre wing. In short, Robin. Matthew Robin marks 65 metres from goal. Pittman doubled down from the centre circle, and he's got it 45 metres out.
That's the problem for Salmon. He just doesn't know what to do. Does he come up and make sure Pittman can't get used, or does he drop back and try and create that extra height around Modra and Stanfield? On that occasion, he was back with the on the full forward line, or on the full back line for Hawthorn, and it was Pittman able to drop in short.
David Pittman's had a really good comeback since being publicly humiliated by the coach early in the season. Platten on the mark. Might have needed a bit more height. Kicked by Pittman away to the right. Oh, good mark by Salmon, right on the behind line. And Paul Salmon, that's his 4th mark. And the Hawks working it out of defence. Robrin.
Kicks the ball to space. Hassel's got it. Done some nice things since coming off the interchange bench. Replacing Pritchard. Goes short. Well-weighted kick. Holland.
7th mark, KB.
So he's dominating in the air across the half-forward line. Former Norwich Rising Star winner puts it up in the air. He's looking for Gibson, who's kicked one. Ball went through his fingertips. Crawford tries to keep it in.
Well, we saw something back there I was a bit nostalgic about. I saw a ruckman kick the ball and get marked by the other ruckman. Remember the old days when they'd be on the half-back lines playing kick-to-kick with each other? You don't see that much these days.
No, Gary Dempsey versus Len Thompson.
Yeah, that's right.
Holland. Chick comes in over the top. Lord taken away by Vardy and slaps the ball through for a point.
And that's pretty standard defensive play now, isn't it? Anywhere near the last line of defence, any pressure at all, just knock it through from behind. What do you get? You get a point to them, but you get a free kick for you on the edge of the goal score. I'm not quite sure whether that's a pretty good for the attacking team. I don't think it's so good.
Caven to McLeod. His kick up to the centre of the ground. Robrin. Started to get going now. That's his 3rd mark. So he's on target to kick his 10 for the take his 10 for the day. Hart. In short, into the spaces, Costa.
That was just fantastic. I was just interested. I saw that Modra and Stanfield both standing back with their Hawthorn opponents. I'm not quite sure whether it was a set play or whether it was just Costa was very smart to drop into that vacant space before the 2 forwards and the 2 defenders were aware of what was happening.
Goal to Costa.
On Today Tonight, exposing Adelaide's fresh egg scandal. It shouldn't be allowed.
There's no need to do that.
They sell them as free range, but we uncover where they really come from.
They're all battery hens in cages.
And you pay extra for nothing. Plus a special investigation.
They're all overseas students.
Into the Asian school scam.
It's a joke.
Enrolled just to beat our immigration laws. And smart shopping. How to pick the real products behind those deceptive grocery labels.
Actually, just on that replay, you could see Hart sort of have a bit of a glance to his right just to see if anyone was coming down to that space. That just might have been a good passage of play by the Crows. Treleaven pumps the ball inside 50. Holland goes to the ground. He wants the free kick and he'll get it. As he paid the mark to Gibson. Well, I thought there was a free kick also to Holland, who was taken out of that marking contest. We can see here by Caven. But the mark has been paid.
Bodies in bodies. Again, an interesting matchup here. Gibson, I think, maybe not. He's not too bad overhead compared to McLeod. And I think Jamison onto Gibson's a better matchup from the Crows' point of view.
A great goal in the first term. This time off target.
When Costa took his mark, I was interested to watch and see whether Platten was still his man. And he is, but Platten was about 100 metres away at the time Costa took the mark. McLeod in the back pocket. Clears the 50. Holland pushed out. The crowd want a free kick. Nothing doing. They're not happy. Well, Jarman, another little toe poke up in the air. Tregenza. Robin tries to palm the ball down. Graham. That's Lekes. Round the corner he goes. Hassel's been good since replacing Pritchard, but he is just buffeted over the line by Rashuto.
I wonder if it'd be a good idea to put Jonathan Robin on Matthew Robin with the, the brother versus brother. Sometimes you might be just a little bit loath to sort of crunch your brother and, from a point of view on the forward line, it might be worth a try.
It's probably reached that stage because at the moment Robin's just starting to work his way into a reasonable dominance on that centre forward position.
3 marks and 7 kicks across half forward line. Taylor over the top to Stevenson. He'll be run down by Tregenza. Crawford tried to crash his way through. Now he's got it. Well intercepted by Tregenza. Then kicks it back. Here's Salmon. Well, he's been good. This is a beautiful kick. Non-preferred side, puts it out in front of Lekes. Just his second season. Out in front. Went through the fingers of Holland. Chick was he hung on to by Caven. Gibson tries to paddle the ball long. Hart somehow found space. Got the ball out towards McLeod, taken to ground. And get the free.
To be played by Johnson to cut across the Holland lead. I've got a feeling he might have just got his fingertips to the ball, which deviated its flight, and Holland didn't take possession at all.
So a transfer to Caven. So casually comes away from that last line of defence, that raking left foot up towards Robin. Crumbles his opponent. Jamison swoops on it. Goes short. Modra's in his sights and he's got it. It's a long way out. Good 55 metres. They lead by 22 points, the Crows. So Modra from 55, drops short. It's a wide kick. It's out of bounds.
And it was interesting, as Pittman was pushing into the 50 there, Salmon was probably about 10 metres away. He couldn't do both. He couldn't get back onto the goal line and pick up Pittman. So on that occasion, he chose what he had to do really is just make sure Pittman was covered.
22 points the margin, the Crows in front. Clean possession, Salmon. Oops, the hand pass back could have been dangerous. Lekes. Just as well for Hawthorn, that went out.
10 possessions to Salmon and 5 marks.
Looks like Sean Wren is preparing to come on and replace Pittman. Forward pocket, and Salmon goes back out of bounds. Neil Curley.
Yeah, Drew, the big difference between the two sides at this stage of the game is the Crows are much cleaner with their ball carrying movement coming out of defence and finding their forwards, with beautifully delivered kicks. whereas the Hawthorn boys are struggling in that area.
Lawrence on the bench. Looks like he's preparing to come on. Lip tack around the corner. It's a high one. Modra caught from behind Graham. Edwards had it, lost it. Juggle. Vardy tried to crash his way through. Great tackle by Scott. Not paid. Edwards. He's got a loose player. Platten, can he get there? He can't. Too much carry. And Costa's got it. Bit of bad luck there for Platten. Left his man to make a contest. And the ball floated over his head into the arms of his opponent. So Costa, directly in front, is missed as well.
And Pittman being interchanged for Sean Wren. He probably plays about the last half of the quarters, Wren. Here it's probably a little high, but it was probably holding the ball once that wasn't paid. But when Edwards was able to find Costa.
Just a goal each in this quarter. Lord, oh, floats one to Woods. That had a red cross on it, that football. Free kick paid, and he gets out to Graham. Graham to half forward. Holland's been a target. Comes to the back to Chick. Holland pushed out and wins the free kick. And listen to the Hawthorn fans. Well, it's as though they count free kicks. Last week, remarkably, against Carlton, they didn't get one free kick in the first half, the Hawks. Kick to the goal square, and an easy mark, a climb and a fly by Jamison.
Lawrence has got to make certain that he actually can get a hand on the ball, just so that the Crows don't take any easy marks.
It's so important, isn't it, just to make sure that the contest, the ball at loose comes to the ground. If the defence mark the ball as they did then, even though they had the numbers, the Crows, you're right, they just have to make sure, Lawrence, that he makes the contest.
Even if he just puts up one hand, you know, he's so tall, just to bring it to the ground. Lawrence does the chasing. Johnson kicks to the half-forward line. It just tumbles in the arms of Holland.
And Lawrence is on for Kapler, just trying to get a bit more height into the Hawthorn forward line is the objective of that.
8 marks to Nick Holland. Scott kicks the ball back. Lawrence. Scott Wren to beat. Snaps it back. Great athleticism for the big guy.
That's clever, wasn't it?
To Edwards. Great vision to Vardy. To Stanfield. He's got it. That's a good slips catch. Well, he's kicked 1-1. And they've missed a couple of set shots in the last 5 minutes, the Crows. So Stanfield, 21 goals for the season. Injuries last year. Just didn't play after round 3 for Footscray. So Stanfield, once more, another poor kick.
And I think in general play, Hawthorn have worked their way back into this game the last 10 or 15 minutes. They're still 4 goals behind on the scoreboard, but I just think in general play, they've just got a match in the Crows now. So this next goal or two, either way, is just going to be so important. If the Crows get it, well, they're well clear. Hawthorn get it, they're well back in it.
Graham's kick in. Robrin. Edwards went without it. Harford, look away, hand pass, and he gave it to the opposition. Rashudo's hand pass. Bickley onto Robrin, but he missed him. Scott to Salmon, and Salmon playing a fantastic game. 12 disposals for Salmon. Eventually Robrin. Platten on his own on centre wing. Kick by Johnny Platten to half forward. Lawrence is there. Comes to the front. Now there's a chance. Crawford. Gibson. All over him is McLeod. Now Fire will ball it up.
That was a better effort than by Lawrence. At least he made that contest. The ball came to the ground.
And the Hawthorn player got to the front of the pack, had the crumbing position covered here.
Now, is that not a free kick? Is that fair enough?
No, I thought it was a genuine contest for the ball. The Hawthorn, the people weren't too happy, but the guy at the back still has to be able to make and try and get at the ball.
Very vocal Hawthorn crowd here today. And a big parade of stars before the game and members of their committee and all their support groups on the ground. Music blaring out over the speakers, we are family. So really trying to get that tremendous Hawthorn spirit and that family spirit back here at Waverley.
Lee probably would have been there if he hadn't been with us.
So Taylor's kick has been smothered. So it's all the Crows. Costa to Rashudo, averaging 29 possessions a game. Kicks the ball back, a one-on-one contest. Robin versus Crummell. And a free kick We'll go to Robin, who was held. So Modra in the square along with Stanfield. Some sideway glances from Robram.
And every play on the ground, the Crows side of the centre line.
Yes, it's an amazing shot here at Waverley as Wren's got it. Still 55 metres out. Wants to go short, so another loose player. This time it's Johnson.
Malcolm Blight went crooked these tactics when they played the Swans.
Well, I think it's just valid defensive tactics. If the opposition have got the ball, if you get your players back and block up the spaces, so be it. The problem is you've still got to score down the other end if you do get possession.
So the Crows have been creeping up on the goal, and he's hit the post. It's a good attempt.
The other thing it does, of course, it puts the pressure on the opposition forwards to make sure they have to chase their defenders half the length of the ground to get back. So I think it's pretty valid either way.
Oh, the kick in once again has come unstuck. Modra snaps the goal and misses. Now, what are the Hawks doing with their system coming in from defence?
And I'm at the system. I think it's more the fact that Mark Graham has really botched a couple of these short kickoffs. I would think he might just block them out of his copybook today and just go long or short and wide.
Well, even the fans have cheered him for that one, getting it out of the 50. But Wren knocks it forward. A chance for Edwards. The hand pass to Modra. Edwards the 1-2, but caught it. Loses it in the tackle, and Graham gives up a point.
Well, in actual fact, the Crows have been so dominating in the last 10 minutes, but they just haven't put those score on the board. They're wasting opportunities.
They've probably missed their last, 4 or 5 shots?
They certainly have had plenty of opportunities, Drew.
1-5 this quarter.
Salmon's the target. Hassel, back to Salmon. Been a big first half by the Fish. To Lord, kicks it out in front. Holland, got good hands, goes the ground. Caven, has got support. So Hart to Tregenza. Wants to go over the top, tries to draw the opponent. Now he gets around Hassel. Robram, edge of the square. Punched away by Graham. Hit on by Scott. Rasciuto looks powerful. Caught is Modra. No free. Lord gives it across the half at 2-11. Can he set it up for Hawthorn? Through the centre square on the rebound. Can they kick a goal? Pops it in the air. Check has been good. Jarman, the crummer, the Hart. Back to Tregenza. Bickley to Johnson. So great play by the Crows out of defence. He's got it. No, not on the second grab. Modra tries to kick it off the ground. Vardy back to Modra. Caught by Graham. Thrown off the ball. Harford. The Hawthorn defence working overtime. Graham kicks wide. He was looking for Platten. Costa did well. Got his hands on the ball. On the rebound. This time it's the Crows to Jarman. Maybe a touch of magic. Takes him on. 2 bounces. 3. He's going to run to 50. Long bomb to the goal square. Getting back to Robram for Hawthorn. Can't take it. Leckers over the top of the ball, and we've got a ball up.
Hawthorn need a couple of Nick Hollands. He's the absolute only target they've got across half forward. And if he sort of can't get to the ball, it's often said at Waverley, you almost need 2 centre-half forwards. 1 centre-half forward can't possibly cover enough ground.
Salmon rushes another behind for the Crows. Stevenson back on the ground. Richard Taylor has gone off.
And I think we'll have another day today where Rush will score the most number of behinds.
Bit of a hobby horse of yours?
Well, it's happening more and more. It's just something I've been tending to keep a bit of an eye on over the last month. I think it happens 8 or 10 times a game. The ball gets forced through by the defensive team.
Hassel. Oh, well done, Johnny Hassel. Up to centre wing. Holland takes his 9th mark. Phenomenal performance. Still 2 minutes from half-time. Lord in plenty of space. Big Sean Wren has to run him down. Kick a bit high. Oh, it gets through to Chick. And Chick marks 35 metres from goal. Well, Daniel Chick has spent a lot of time an interchange bench this season. Probably benched just about every game. But he's going well today. He's taken 4 marks and coming up for his 8th disposal. And a goal for the Hawks would be more than handy. Darts it right, it stays right. And Chick has 2 behinds from 2 shots at goal.
Both coming in this second quarter. Young Hawthorn fan. Under a minute of action left for this first half. Johnson in the back pocket. Looking for a shooter. Couldn't quite get his hand to it. Hassel does well again. Lawrence. So the time clock ticking away. Still a chance for Hawthorn. Pops it in the air, so it's a chance for the high flyers. Platten tries to centre it. Didn't come off. Costa. His wobbly old kick finds Johnson. So a lost opportunity for Hawthorn. Kicks wide to Wren. Got a good bounce. Thumps the ball up towards the half-forward line. Robran. He got a bad bounce. Crummell. Chips it around the corner to 11. Rockets the ball wide to Hassel. He's been in the thick of the action in the last 5 minutes. To Scott. Kicks it wide. Platten's got it. The siren's about to sound. Now, it's a pretty good kick, Johnny Platten, but it just might test him, Lee.
It's going to be a 55-metre one. It's going to be a long one. He actually fluffed that centering opportunity, which would have given Hawthorn a certain goal. So let's see if he can make up for it.
It's a long way out, but he is a great kick for his size. It's just going to drop short.
And it was interesting that he won that kick a mile in the clear because he didn't chase Costa. After that little centering kick, he finished up out of play behind the goals and just walked back into play as Costa ran up the ground.
Playing for the rebound. So much a matter of the forward 50 or the defensive 50. Whoever gets the ball, defensive 50 gets the ball. There's always midfielders clear in the midfield waiting for the ball to come out. But I thought Hawthorn worked their way back into the game. Certainly aided by Adelaide's poor conversion. I mean, if Adelaide had maybe kicked 1 or 2 of those 4 or 5 shots they had during that latter half of that quarter, the margin would have been much bigger. But I think given what happened in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game, I think Hawthorn have worked their way back in. They've closed the game down a bit. They end up restricting Adelaide to 1 goal and back in it.
So Adelaide 7-9-51 lead the Hawks 3-6-24.
This 7 News Update is brought to you by Colonial.
Good afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the footy here on 7. In our news tonight, Adelaide's string of arson attacks continues. There were 2 deliberately lit fires overnight. One could have ended in a shocking tragedy. Fire set in a bin in a stairwell at the YMCA forced the emergency evacuation of 80 adults and children. And the Power holds the Demons goalless in the first half. Highlights at 6.
Nobody knows news like 7.
6:30 Sunday, buckle up.
Oh boy, it's a huge one.
It's dangerous driving at its worst.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
This dare even had our experts scared. So just imagine how the lovely Karen feels on an all-new Who Dares Wins. Then at 7, watch out, Tim's in the kitchen.
So you want to be careful. Buttermilk and baking powder can be a volatile mixture.
I'll back up. I know what I'm doing. All right, now just press scrap paper.
It's 7's must-see Sunday with an all-new home improvement after Who Dares Wins.
7's must-see Sunday.
The Jeep Cherokee Great Escape is on. It's never been easier to experience the performance of the most exciting four-wheel drive on-road or off. Now you can escape in a Cherokee for just $39,990, drive away, no more to pay. With all the power and torque of the 4-litre 6-cylinder engine and legendary Jeep agility, there's nowhere you can't go. So escape in a Jeep Cherokee now for just $39,990, drive away.
The Leather Lounge event of 97 is Fabio Mazzero, the most comfortable, stylish Italian designs you'll ever see. But don't worry about the price because they're at Discount Lounge Centre, where it's the lowest price or it's free. 23 Anzac Highway, Keswick only.
AFL headquarters isn't Football Park. It isn't Subiaco or the MCG. It isn't even Waverley. It's Kmart, where you can get more AFL-approved merchandise than anywhere else, and all at discount prices.
Belonging to RAA Insurance, South Australia's #1 car insurer, gives you peace of mind when you need it most. With a claim satisfaction record that we're more than happy to boast about, we save you any worry and let you get on with the things that matter. Little wonder most South Australians trust and belong to RAA Comprehensive Car Insurance. There for you, always.
Dan's Inferno. 18 scorching slices of steamy Dan's. Alex Party, Lisa Marie, JX, Daisy D, AK Sol, and so much more. Feel the heat.
Time for another doorstep challenge, but it's not for Nappy Sand, it's for Nappy Sand Plus. This is an advanced laundry soaker, and we're going to knock on that door. My name's John Harker. Can we have a chat?
Yeah, sure.
What's your name?
Robin Crawley.
Do you know what that is?
Nappy Sand.
Have you ever seen one of these ads before?
I never ever dreamed you would come around this area.
Well, look, we're just wondering whether you've got any stains out the back that you haven't washed yet.
I've got a jacket in there, but I haven't.
Got a jacket that's
Yeah,
stained?
pretty stained.
Let's have a look. What's that?
I'm just about to take it to the dry cleaners.
Tell you what, how about I leave this Nappy Sand Plus with you? We'll come back and we'll show everybody how good it works.
Yeah.
Ready to show the whole world the results?
Yep, looks pretty good.
You were just about ready to give up on this.
I was too embarrassed to take it to the dry cleaners.
How's it look now then?
Looks like a new jacket.
That's why Nappy Sand Plus will beat a wider range of tougher stains. Try it on yours.
Well, I suppose Hawthorn's best chance of making a game of it is to restrict the Crows, but they have to score some goals themselves. Just 1 goal each in that quarter, and at half-time it's 7 goals 9 to 3-6, a 27-point lead to the Crows. Modra, 3 all in the first quarter, singles to Costa, Banfield, Bickley and Liptak, and for the Hawks, Kapler and Crawford, and Gibson and Crawford got the goal in the second quarter. Well, they certainly did make a scrap of it, the Hawks, and were probably lucky the Crows kicked inaccurately.
Well, they were a little. I mean, 1-4 to 1-6 in that second quarter. But I think Hawthorn did what they have to do to work their way into the game. The Crows, the way they started, they were full of confidence, handling the ball well, got clear, and I think it was like, well, this Hawthorn mistake from the kick-in got the first goal, so it's a bad way to start the game. But I think Hawthorn have gradually closed down the game, and are sort of making it a contest now. They've got to make up the 4-goal deficit, but it's certainly not the free-flowing kind of kicking spree it was going to be in the first quarter. Here we see Modra. I mean, his first quarter was fantastic. Basically simple enough, full forward play, get the front position, lead up the field. That was a long kick forward. He reacted the quickest.
Should Hawthorn look for somebody else, not necessarily the fullback, to kick the ball in?
Well, I mean, it would appear, I mean, most sides do that. It would appear that Mark Rame is their best kicker back there. They're using him. I mean, really, it's not certainly not automatic that a fullback will kick the ball in. And a couple of mess-ups. One was a goal and one. This was a strange situation. Very rarely do you get the ball in the goal square probably 40 metres from any opposition player, and Barry Stansfield couldn't resist the temptation to show him. Holland's been good. He's had taken 8 or 9 marks in the first half across centre-half forward. Kapler started at full forward. He hasn't had much of the ball, eventually interchange, but that was a good goal.
Well, of course, Dunstall was so hard to replace. Gibson's probably not built like a key position player.
Well, it's basically drawing the ball in, I suppose, and just winning enough contests. And certainly Dunstall's only kicked 21 goals in the 7 or 8 games, so he hasn't been great. Here we see Gibson lead, and that's the way he's got to get the ball. He doesn't really look like marking the ball over his head, I wouldn't have thought. From Hawthorn's point of view, maybe Daniel Chick would be worth a go at full forward, because the Crows seem to be playing specific one-on-ones in the defensive area, and Chick versus Johnson hasn't been a bad contest for Hawthorn. Here we see here, that's the contest, punch forward. Crawford was in the best crumbing position, forward of the pack.
Your old pupil, Johnny Hassell's done some nice things.
Yeah, he came on the second quarter, replaced Darren Pritchard and played reasonably well. This was a great bit of play. The space was created, 20 metres out from goal, straight in front. Costa did the long run from midfield, and then it was a good delivery by Hart, so that's a good team goal.
Hope when Hawthorn look back at the tape, they don't think I'm picking on John Platten, but gee whiz, a few times he didn't pick up Costa.
Yeah, well, he got the bit of the ball, but that's a good contest. Yeah, we see it's interesting, isn't it? Adelaide have had more kicks, and Hawthorn have had almost as many handballs. I think that's what we've seen with the Adelaide game this year. They do use the ball by foot well to each other, go long into their forward 50, and the game plan's working well. Again, inside 50s, 32 to Adelaide, 24 to Hawthorn, so they're well in top there.
And also, Mrs. Platten, if you're watching in Adelaide, I love him. He's one of my favourite players. We'll be back for the second half after a short break.
Hey, boy, want to hear trash?
8:30 Monday, have a laugh with the Logie winning Full Frontal.
Here, kitty.
Comedy's most wicked hour of fun. They'll take on ads.
Let's hope we're not too late.
They'll send up soaps.
I've just heard they're closing down the coffee shop.
Even the Coppers Comet.
Cause we're going to die, Daddy.
They're the who's who of comedy, and they'll take payment anyway.
All I want to do is sleep.
Australia's favourite laugh time. The all-new Full Frontal, 8:30 Monday on Channel 7.
It's a pink lady and she hasn't got any clothes on and she's sort of leaning back. She hasn't got any clothes on, she's leaning back on this pole, which is the lamp. It was sort of like a pink lady and she had all these drapes coming down.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also do your pruning. Call your local Jim for more than just mowing.
There's only one place you'll find R&B's greatest hits. CC Music presents the Gold Seal Collection, Volume 2. 29 tracks on 2 CDs featuring Jodeci, New Edition, and Blackstreet. You know about Volume 1. You need 2. The Gold Seal Collection, Volume 2. It's black. It's all that.
Get ready, because those high-flying, hardcore Supercross Masters are back for one night only at the Entertainment Centre Friday, June 20. Triple M and Jarvis Ford present extreme airtime bike action as US star Mike Anti-Gravity Jones takes on Australia's best. There's the Dilato Demolition Derby, and for the first time, man and machine locked inside the awesome Globe of Fear. The Jarvis Ford Supercross Masters, Friday, June 20 at the Entertainment Centre. To see it up close, book now at Bass. South Australia's greatest closing down sale is now on. After 17 years of business, the owners are retiring and Forest Discount Furniture is closing down. Over $1 million of floor stock and other furniture must go. Lounges, beds, dining suites, wall units and pine, no sensible offer refused. Open 7 days until everything is gone. Hurry into Forest Discount Furniture, 366 North East Road, Windsor Gardens, and save today.
AFL headquarters isn't Football Park. It isn't Subiaco or the MCG. It isn't even Waverley. It's Kmart, where you can get more AFL-approved merchandise than anywhere else, and all at discount prices.
Points 7-9 to 3-6 at half-time. Another game being played in Melbourne today at Optus Oval between Carlton. They're pretty hard to beat at home. They're playing against the Fremantle Dockers. Highlights of the first half.
Oh, Rhino winning hard. That's O'Sullivan. Now Kudapiti's on the Beaumont. Beaumont straightens up, drives a goal and has kicked it. Long bomb. Kickett should get a good bounce here and tidy up. Good bad hand pass to O'Reilly. He might be able to do something this time. Drag with the shorts. Now Manton snaps and snaps. Truly, it's a goal. Scores level. Mitchell behind. Williams, a little give. Taken by Beaumont. Beaumont's kicked down towards the full forward pocket. Kernahan. Out of bounds. He kicked it. It's coming around. It's there. Scott Chisholm. Punched away by White. Carlton have got the numbers. Hogg to Bradley. That was cleverly played by Bradley. He wants to give it off. Now he says, I'll have a shot myself. And he goes bang. Oh, that was brilliant play for a goal. Still going, Wills. Toyer has it booted away. Oh, and when Gale went hard against Dean. Here's Quentin Leach. Callahan. Good play. McGovern. Benny Allen. Oh, was that a free kick to Allen? No. Waterhouse kicks a goal. Bandy and Allen. This time, the Rhino, O'Sullivan, up towards half forward. Mark in front to Murphy. Murphy kicks, and Murphy has put it through, has he? It's there. It's a goal. Parker gets it to Callahan. On to Wills. He's having a great game, Andrew Wills. He should bounce again. No, he doesn't. On the left. He bends it back to White. He should mark this. He does. So Jeff White from directly in front. The Dockers need this one. He kicks it, looks pretty good. He's happy. It's a goal. Here's Harding. Oh, good play. That's Hamill. Hamill chips it across. Excellent play. All Whipple's hit hard. This might be 50.
Oh, you can't give 50.
I think the umpire might pay it, though.
No.
Or will he? I don't think it was, but he might pay it anyway. I think he got hit very hard after he marked
it. Oh, Peter, the man was committed.
Well, he's paying the 50, as I said, Don.
It's unbelievable.
Yes, unbelievable. They paid the 50. Some stations taking a replay of that game after this live telecast. So if you don't wish to know the score at halftime, look away now.
What was the old days?
Well, the old days, if you get the kick, you're going to get it. You know, that kind of thing.
Bruce, Neil Curley is a friend of mine from Adelaide. I used to have to line up against him from time to time, and one day I was lining up to, you know, shadow him sort of thing, and he said, "Oh, not you again." He said, "Look, give me 4 and I'll give you 1, but just get away from me, let me be, and you can have 1 out of 4.
Fancy talking about Neil Curley like that. None other than the boss. Well, Wayne Jackson was the guest on Talking Footy last Monday night. If you missed it, that's the sort of thing you missed. Very popular show for those who really love their footy. Talking Footy, Monday night, Adelaide. It's on at midnight. Don't miss it, with the boys on the couch and always with a special guest. We'll be back here at Waverley for the second half between Hawthorn and the Crows after a short break.
Resist. A bit of what you fancy. The lovable charms of pop lager.
You are a princess.
British Academy Award winner David Jason in The Darling Buds of May, 7:30 tonight.
It's a pink lady and she hasn't got any clothes on and she's sort of leaning back. She hasn't got any clothes on. She's leaning back on this pole, which is the lamp. It was sort of like a pink lady and she had all these drapes coming down.
AFL headquarters isn't Football Park. It isn't Subiaco or the MCG. It isn't even Waverley. It's Kmart, where you can get more AFL-approved merchandise than anywhere else, and all at discount prices.
Tired of that? Well, try this. This week only 30 to 50% off with 6 months interest free. Try this or this and the lowest price or it's free. Discount Lounge Centre, 90 Main South Road, Renoa. Discount City Parafield, corner of Goodger and Morfett Street City, and 23 Anzac Highway, Keswick.
Does your roof make your house look like the house from hell? Restore your roof with Bromelco. Re-roof with Bromelco. And re-gutter with Bromelco. And this month, if you re-roof, restore or re-gutter, you'll pay nothing for 6 months. That's right, pay nothing for 6 months. And transform the house from hell into a hell of a house. Call the hotline now, 834-94666. 834-94666.
Tell him Donnie sent you.
Customers tell us that Macleay's have the best decorator service in town. Find a selection of quality carpets, Minster, Red Book, Feltex and many others. Together with a terrific range of decorator curtain fabrics to match any carpet. Warwick, John Cowdell, Marco, to name just a few. You can rely totally on Macleay's highly skilled team of decorators.
Macleay's guarantee quality and service. The prices speak for themselves.
Yes, reel her in, you've got him.
Oh, how big do you reckon that one was, mate?
Go barra fishing with Paul Kelly. The Coca-Cola AFL auction. Collect points from under caps of specially marked 600ml Coca-Cola. The more points you collect, the bigger your chance of winning awesome AFL prizes. The Coca-Cola AFL auction. Go in, go in.
Go for it.
Got it.
If you're a fan of Port Adelaide or the Adelaide Crows, phone 1800 151 777 now. Here's your chance to own an official AFL licensed piece of their history. A strictly limited edition of 2000, this panoramic print features the first bounce of the first local derby shown from goal to goal with the members' stand as a backdrop. The picture measures 300 by 1000 millimetres. Each photo comes mounted on a mat board for framing with full game statistics. Phone 1800 151 777 now to order for only $180 plus postage and handling.
A door-to-door killer.
He murdered these people in cold blood, Catherine.
Now there's a child without parents.
I want to go home.
And for Frank Black, that's a little too close for comfort. Millennium, 9:30 Monday on 7.
Both teams back on the ground here at Waverley to start the second half. At the long break, the Crows lead by 27 points over Hawthorn. And down on the boundary line, if we can hear ourselves over the siren, here's Curls.
Yeah, thank you, Drew. Well, that quarter was a wasted quarter by the Crows. They had a lot of opportunities to really put the final nail in the coffin. They didn't do it. They missed a lot of easy shots for goals they should have taken. And Hawthorn are not out of this game. They'd have to improve a lot, of course, to get up and win it. I don't quite know where they are, where they're going to do that. Holland at centre half forward is their leading light, and Salmon. Holland, I think, must have taken up to nearly 10 marks, I guess, at this stage of the game. Smart could go on even handling, but I don't think Malcolm Blight will do that. I think he'll allow Smart to do his running off type of game that he's doing now. I don't know what Ken Judge can do. He just has to get more out of his players that he has on the ground. And the Crows just have to finish their work better if they really want to go away and win this game comfortably.
Yeah, thanks, Curls.
And Ken Judge, as we met, he's actually put Crummell to full forward, or the full forward line, and Lawrence to centre half back on Rob. And that's just one of the, there's not too many other moves happening at this point.
So the second half gets underway, and the Hawks have a lot of ground to make up. Pittman gets a glove to it. Bickley through the middle. Rasciuto just to the front edge of the centre square. They fight with each other for the mark, and Robran eventually rips it away at ground level. Rasciuto again. Long. Modra or Stanfield? Stanfield! Well, that's a clever mark. Jonathan Robran crawling all over him.
Yes, well, it almost looked like Robin got his fist to the ball, but it was a good mark by Stanford. I mean, he has been just remarkable as that second option across the full forward line there. He's been just a fantastic plus for the Crows this year.
Had just 3 kicks in the first half, but kicked a goal. And now kicking to become Adelaide's second multiple goal scorer behind Modra. Man on the mark is only about 25 metres out. Stanfield hooked it a bit. He missed it. That's 1 goal 3 now to Barry Stanfield.
This goes in patches. The kicking yips, it seems to spread through the team. 1 or 2 players start to miss shots for goal. All of a sudden, the whole team seems to get the disease, and the Crows have got it at the moment.
So Graham kicks the ball out wide. Salmon's his target. He's got it. Fantastic first half by Paul Salmon. We had 7 marks and 16 possessions, so he starts well in the third term. Kicks it wide. Leckis. Second year of AFL football. Gets the ball back to Harford, back to Scott. So they share the ball around, kick back towards the centre square. Woods tried to crash his way through and did well. Got it to Trelevin, out wide. They've got space. Taylor, he can run and bounce the ball. He can keep going well inside 50. Long shot at goals, and he's kicked it. Great start for the Hawks. Could have even ran further, Lee.
Well, yes, I think it's all right for us in the commentary box sometimes. I think the players get tired from running, I think. But you see here, Taylor, he actually ran the ball over the 50-metre mark, and certainly he ended up probably kicking from maybe, 45 metres. He was starting to be pressured, just made the distance. But I must say, I think as long as you got the run in your legs, the closer you get to goal, well, the more certain it is that you're going to be able to score.
Big chant going up around the ground now, Drew.
Yes, they're chanting for the Hawks. 22 points the difference. The Hawks kicked the first goal of the second quarter, but couldn't kick any more. And they have kicked the first goal of the third quarter. Taylor, the goal scorer. Kicked by Richard Taylor, short of half forward. Comes off hard. Open ground for Platten. Johnny Platten to full forward. Holland. Couldn't take the mark. Chick. Oh, good snap.
76 years, Qantas has built a remarkable tradition of service and safety in world aviation. And we're not about to rest on our laurels. Through innovation, we're creating an even better Qantas as we fly towards 2000.
Two goals in 3 minutes. Gets them back within 16 points. Pittman thumps the ball forward. Playing in front. Good play by Scott. The kick was short. Taken by Tregenza. To Costa. Kicks the ball wide. Robin. He's got this time Lawrence to beat with that extra height. Those long arms. Lord did well. Towards Tony Woods. He's got the doctor to beat. Costa. Ball's on top of the ball. Along with Trelevin. And we've got a ball up on the half-forward flank for the Crows on the member side.
The other notable positional change, Daniel Hawthorn has gone to half-back against Vardy. I would think that's the admission that Mark Mercudo had won the duel between those two in the first half.
Up goes the roar. I tell you what, they are very vocal, Hawthorn.
As though they haven't had a free kick all season. Salmon up towards Holland. Nearly takes the mark despite the attention he was getting. Off to Stevenson. Wide to Gibson, good hands. Clutton going past, hand passing for himself. Smart goes to ground, and the ball pinned to him. Now listen to the fans. Have a look at them standing up on their feet too, the Hawthorn fans.
And this crowd has built up, I think, since the start of the game. I mean, it's not a gigantic crowd, but probably, what, 30,000? Yep. I mean, and certainly the Hawthorn team has given them something to cheer about at this point of the game.
Certainly momentum for Hawthorn. Lawrence comes out, takes it in front of Robram. It's a short kick. Trying to pounce on it was Gibson. Taps the ball back. Lawrence runs. Quick snap. He's kicked it. From centre-half back, Lawrence has come down. They've kicked 3 goals in 5 minutes, and the Hawks are on a roll.
Well, it's just a fantastic thing, I think, when we've got a game played by human beings rather than robots. And just at the moment, the adrenaline is just really flowing through the Hawthorn players. They got the first goal, they got the second goal, and all of a sudden, they're really pumped. And it's just, you want to try and manufacture it for every minute of the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, but at this patch of the game, they've really got it going.
Well, I've seen Hawthorn a number of times this year, Drew, and this is what they do. They're persistent. They keep on coming.
Yes, and they're getting great support from their fans. Jarman ripped to the ground, no free kick. Hand pass in from Woods to Trelevin. Good kick by Trelevin. Crummell. All going Hawthorn's way at the moment. They trailed by 27 points at half-time, and in the blink of an eye, it's back to 10. Brendan Crummell to get the Hawks within a kick. 45 metres out. It's a goal.
You better make that 2.
Foster's Light Ice for extreme refreshment.
4 goals straight in this term in the first 7 minutes of action by Hawthorn. They're within 4 points. Salmon in the ruck. What a dominating player. He's been beaten by Pittman. Liptak. Jarman quick hands to Rashudo. They've got to get the ball out of the centre square. Pump forward. Lawrence runs with the flyer of the ball. He's kicked a goal from centre half back in this term. Taps the ball down. Leckers has it. Thrown off the ball. Robin. Quick kick down towards Modric. Kicked off the ground by Graham. Vardy should mark. Plenty of action in this third quarter. Vardy from right on 50. It's across the face. Modric's got the fly from behind. Graham just couldn't take it on the second grab.
It was interesting, we mentioned before in the second quarter when Costa dropped into that space. I think, in fact, Adelaide do manufacture that. I think Modra and Stanfield stay back, and the other players upfield make sure there's a big space just forward of the full forward line.
So a good movement made by Lord, and that was a good kick that time by Graham.
Lord, 13 possessions to half-time. He kicks up short of centre wing. Chick! Flew like a bird. Chick! To centre half forward. Jarman at the back. Can't take the mark. Hurried kick to half forward. Vardy again. Oh, Mark Bickley in perfect position. 40 metres out right in front. Well, the Hawks hadn't kicked successive goals at all in the first half, and they've kicked 4 on the trot to start the third quarter.
And a poor execution of disposal by Chick. Terrific mark out here on the wing, but then he went back into the centre square. It was a 2-on-1 contest that favoured the Crows, and from the rebound, it's this shot at goal.
That's a goal.
Made a 10 out of 10. Made a 10.
We've dressed that Oregon for you.
I'd add a slow release fertiliser.
Out of 10 every time.
With a light sand in between coats.
Hi Bill, what project are you working on today? This will help you step by step.
Thank you. Well, that was good, Daddy.
Made a 10 out of 10 every time.
And KB, until that goal, the Crows had kicked 8 behinds in a row.
Well, Liptak. It's taken away by Jarman. Tumbles the ball forward. Stanfield out in front. Good hands then by Robin. Got a fist to it, but Stanfield at ground level does well. Good smother. Lawrence goes for space. Lekas. Good defensive play. Angelo Lekas on screen. Just playing his 12th game of AFL football. Just 20 years of age. He's an improver. So the Crows by 11 points. They led by 27 points at half-time. Salmon to Scott. Goes up towards centre wing. Jarman gets the boost from the crowd. They want holding the ball. They'll get a ball up. Not Hawthorn's favourite son anymore.
No, it just goes to show how the colour of the jumper they wear is very important and how you think about a player, isn't it?
Pittman versus Salmon. Doesn't favour either ruckman. Jarman steps over the line.
Lee, what about the matchup between Hart and Platten at the moment? Unlikely one?
Yes, well, the small forward. Ben Hart actually plays on the small forward. Different in height, I agree, but I think Ben Hart often will play on smaller opponents.
Chick driven into the ground. Umpire Ryan Saw says, I'll ball it up. We see there Ken Judge along with Peter Swab.
Actually, Hart was their leading possession winner in the first half. He had 14.
Salmon's been a dominating player, 17 possessions and 7 marks. Risciuto got Treleaven to beat. Good play by Woods. Nearly crashed into by Risciuto, so some strong arm tackles. Great tackle by Lekas. But persistence wins out for the Crows. Risciuto goes to ground. Hawthorn, never say die spirit. Lord tumbles the ball back. Good mark to Smart.
Nigel Smart just behind centre wing. Crows led by 27 points at half-time. They now lead by 11. Lawrence, well done. Pittman paddles the ball on. Jamison up the ground. No whistle on anything. No decision needed there by the umpire. He just said play on. Lekas across the ground. Hawthorn have the numbers 3-2. Robrin dumps the kick to centre wing. Crummell. He's got time to recover. Fregenza was pretty quick though. Holland along the boundary line. Graham. Space for the Hawks. Woods. Inside 50. Chick is there with Johnson. And Gibson. And the ball out of bounds. In between half forward and down towards the pocket. Hawthorn back in attack.
Just thought they might have been able to draw an opponent on the other side then. Maybe get a little bit closer to goals. There's Gibson on screen. He has kicked the goal. Kicked 8 in the reserves last week. In the side, replacing Dunstall. Crummell takes it out of the air. Fires it off to Kepler. Back turns. Back to Crummell. Tries to centre the ball. They need a lucky bounce. Prosciutto's got it. Didn't really hit a target. McLeod with good hands. Gets it out towards Pittman on the half-back flank. He's got support from Liptak. He wants to draw the opponent, go over the top. Tregenza runs on hard. Gets it from Caven. Good passage of play by the Crows. Runs his full distance. In front. High flyer. Couldn't take it. Kicked off the ground by Vardy. Snap around the corner. It's out of bounds. They want on the full. Let's go down to Neil Curley on the boundary line.
Yeah, well, Ken Judge did his job at half-time. He made some vital moves. The Hawthorn boys have responded, no doubt. The atmosphere down here is a lot better coming out of the Hawthorn players now. But this will be a big test for the Crows boys, just to see who can absorb this and still play good footy.
Remember, they led by nearly 7 goals last year over Hawthorn before losing. Well played, Vardy. Aggressive at it. And that'll be another baller.
Interestingly, so far, curls that Trent Ormond-Allen and also Brett James haven't been used off the interchange bench by Malcolm Blight.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin. Malcolm's like that. He's very patient with his players, and let's hope it comes off from their point of view.
Taylor's kick. Tregenza hits it hard. Right to the short of the goal square. Pittman almost a mark. And that'll be thrown in the Crows' left forward pocket. Well, the sun is out, but the lights are on at Waverley. Do things in a strange way here in Melbourne. Salmon, who's been brilliant today. Oh, Vardy held. No whistle. Graham's hand pass. Stanfield pulled off it. Jonathan Robran, clever. Now Mark Graham.
He'll run with the ball. He's a ball carrier. Has 3 bounces. Runs towards centre wing. Indicates he wants to kick it long. Chicks the high flyer. He's been good today at ground level. Smart pounces on it. Goes to ground. Chick over the top. Jarman just throws the ball out. Good pick up by umpire Rowan Saws. So Tony Woods, they've got the loose player wide. It's Lord. Made good ground. Kicks into the man. Shocking attempt. A wasted opportunity on the rebound. This might hurt Hawthorn. Goes short to Pittman. Crows now with momentum. Pittman thumps the ball long. Salmon backs back. He's been fantastic.
Well, Pittman got that possession on centre wing because he was about to be interchanged by Wren. Now the Hawks taking it. Taylor hit hard and high. And that'll shake him up. Mark Bickley giving his defence. But it goes to Hawthorn. Tregenza there for the Crows. Takes the chest mark. And the Crows have really been tightened up in this quarter. Ball comes to the back. Lawrence, a bit slow to react. Bickley pulled off the ball. Leckis threads the hand pass through. Harford floats one over the top to Hassel. And go for a big run here. Could have gone further. The kick to centre half forward. Chick, a one-hander. Well, he caught it in the crook of his elbow. Goes out wide. Gibson, who was a star in the VSFL competition, kicked 10 goals in a grand final once. But they've turned it over. The hand pass comes from Liptak to Costa. To half forward, Matthew Robran. What was that? He's just given it up. Lord delays, is cornered. Eventually has to go the kick. Woods his only chance. Woods did well.
Hawthorn wasting some opportunities. So Jarman kicks a high ball. Liptak. Robran, the crummer, runs inside 50 and kicks a great goal.
Sunday it begins. The finest Australian miniseries in over a decade. It's 1965. And 4 Aussies are going to London on the adventure of a lifetime.
Done this before.
Now what happens to each of them will make you laugh and touch you.
I've outgrown it all. Does that include me?
Starring Jacqueline McKenzie, Rebecca Gibney, John Paulson, Jeremy Sims and Josephine Burns. Channel 7 brings you an event that will capture your heart. Kangaroo Palace, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
So Adelaide answering this third quarter challenge from Hawthorn. They lead 65 to 48.
Hawks got within 4 points. Kapler, who's going off to be replaced by Crawford. Now Lawrence has gone off the ground, I think, through the blood rule.
And I wonder if Darren Jarman being interchanged is an admission that Tony Woods has actually done the job for Hawthorn on him, or just to give Brett James, as fresh player, a run for a few minutes, give Jarman a spell on interchange.
10 kicks to Jarman and 2 handballs and the 1 mark. You see Stephen Lawrence on screen, along with Terry Gay, the former Hawthorn fullback, now club doctor. Taylor with strength caught, this time by James. Woods, quick kick out of the centre square to the half-forward line. Holland got his hands on the ball. Hart runs into his teammate and Smart. Still good enough to get the kick away to James, who thumps the ball back towards the half-forward line. Diving attempt by Robin. Lip tackle was caught. Rashudo gave him support. Thumps it forward. Salmon's in front. Punched away, ground level. Hassel. Ball ricochets back to Tregenza. Goes short. He's looking for a Robin. He's got the sit. Over the top. Crummel. Hands and knees. Back to Harford. 3 bounces. Wants to go over the top. He'll run on. Lord's got it. Slow to react. He has been slow on a couple of occasions today, Lord.
Yes, didn't have the rear vision mirrors. Just didn't know there was a Crows player behind him. Took a few steps, got run down, automatic holding the ball.
Hopefully he also would have got the call from Harford that he had to get moving quickly.
Yes, and Costa is quick. Fumbled by Kapler, who had been benched, won a reprieve when Lawrence had the blood rule. Kapler's only had 4 touches. Spills out the back. Crummel. Oh, straight to Costa.
The trouble is with that call from behind, unless you're within 5 or 10 metres, you can't hear them for over the crowd noise.
Let's hope Modra's not hurt. We can't afford to lose any more stars in the game. Stanfield, mark not paid. Comes off to Bickley, and Bickley pops for goal and misses. 2 goals, 1 for Mark Bickley.
I think the Crows players pretty keen that maybe Stanfield had came down with the ball from that marking contest.
And Modra's okay. He had a collision with his teammate Robrin.
So Graham goes short. He finds Harford. 16 possessions. Been one of the stars this year for the Hawthorn side. Comes off Crummel, goes to Lawrence. Tony Woods can run through the centre square. 2 bounces, 3 bounces. Kicks the ball long. Attacking play. Backing back. He's got it. Holland. He's taken 10 marks.
It's been an interesting move, hasn't it? Holland has just been a fantastic player, and he's probably done Caven in the one-on-one contest, but as Curls mentioned before, Malcolm Blight has decided to leave Caven on there, not put Smart, his logical replacement.
He kicks this, they're back within 2 goals. He's kicked it.
Minor 10 out of 10. Minor 10.
We've tracked down those skirtings for you.
It'll need regular deep watering.
Every time. Minor 10.
This will complement it perfectly.
Hi, Bill. What project are you working on?
I reckon you'd be better off with bolts than nails.
10 out of 10. Every time.
Thank you. Well, that was good value.
Minor 10 out of 10. Every time.
Margin 12 points. Salmon wins another one in the middle. Costa knocked out by Lord. Wren does the roving. Back to Kim Costa. From the centre circle. Jarman's now on the forward line. He just replaced Stanfield. So he'll be dangerous down there if he gets too much of the leather. Harford. Tregenza follows up for the Crows. Woods goes off the ground. Taylor, and the ball held in. So Stanfield off with just 5 touches, and Jarman is now an ally for Modra up near the goal square.
And Woods back on him, so wherever Jarman's going, Woods is going today, no doubt about that.
It's good play by Lawrence. He got his hands to that ball where Jarman looked like he could have taken that mark, so it was good strong play by Lawrence to back.
Well, Salmon wins the hit out. The whistle's gone. It's going to be an Adelaide free kick. Now it's got to come back again. Yeah, Costa. So he takes it to centre half forward. Robrin, his brother's just been interchanged by the Hawks and replaced by Pritchard. Tackled by Harford. Leckus, hand pass, chopped off by Vardy. Here's Jarman in a dangerous area, 30 metres from goal. Up comes to Bickley. Been all right this quarter. Johnson, good goal.
Yes, Johnson down there out of defence, ran chick down to this part of the ground. Again, it's a question of who was going to get their hands on the ball. Almost Salmon, and then eventually Bickley. Good hand pass under pressure. It had to be a really good execution of the kick by Johnson, but he was good enough. And Adelaide are answering the challenge at this point.
72 plays 54. Just under 3.5 minutes of action left in this third term. Costa with some strength. All tied up inside the centre square. Let's go down to Neil Curley on the boundary.
Yeah, that's a much, from the Crows' point of view, a much more dangerous setup with Jarman down there with his ability in the air and at ground level, which unfortunately Stanfield hasn't got. So I'd say the Crows much better situation up forward.
Salmon down to Taylor. Had it, lost it. Trelevin wins a lot of the ball. Kicks back. Lack of torque with Smart. Comes off, goes to Hart. Chips it out in front to space. Risciuto got good support from Johnson. Finds Liptak. Well, the Crows by 18 points. They led by 27 points at half-time. So the Doctor pops it up. Salmon. What a game. To Scott. So they break wide, the Hawks. Gives it across the pitcher to spend time on the interchange bench. The veteran gets it over towards Harford, rockets the ball wide. Here's Graham, down from full-back, thumps the ball long, into the square. Punched away at ground level. They've got the Rat down there. He pounces on it. Platten, can he kick a goal? Hasn't kicked one this year. Holland outside the line. Through for 1 point. Johnny Platten on screen. A great player he's been. 245th game today. Hasn't kicked a goal so far this year.
Ken Judge looking worried. This is make or break day for the Hawks. Ormond Allen puts it out in front of Risciuto. He gathers on the outer wing. The hand pass is out in front of Tregenza. Lucky soccer across to Johnson. Back to Tregenza. Over the top to Robrin. Graham closes him down. Modra in front, 20 metres out. He got it.
Introducing the mighty Mitsubishi Techno trucks. Canter, the big truck that's made small. FK, the tough truck that's now tougher. And FM, the biggest and strongest of them all. Yet inside, they're as comfortable as they come. And right now, you save thousands with lower prices and generous factory bonuses in the mighty Mitsubishi end of financial year sale.
Tony Modra's first goal since the opening term. He booted 3 in that first quarter. So Holland in the ruck for Hawthorn. Johnson, very promising player to Risciuto. Modra's got it. Risciuto's been a great player this year. Been averaging 29 possessions a game. And today, already, he's picked up 22.
Yes, he's taken the next step this year, I think. I mean, he's been a sort of young midfielder who's looked okay. He's probably, in his 4th, maybe, 5th year of league football. And all of a sudden now he's just powerful. He kicks the ball long. Good hard winner in there, good hard worker, and had an excellent game today.
Went through a period with the Crows where he was sort of like a strong-armed sort of player, wasn't he? Always crashing into people, but now using his strength to advantage. Modra from point-blank range, it's missed. So that's unusual.
I suppose from Hawthorn's point of view, they have to give Paul Salmon a spell. He's been rucky 4 quarters against Pittman, and Wren is a problem. Holland's been doing so well in the forward line. It's kind of one of those situations. I'm sure you'd prefer not to have to make that change.
Well, the great start to this quarter that Hawthorn had has all but been wiped out. Their deficit is 4 goals again, and they had kicked 4 in a row. Bickley centres. Johnson's there. Comes off to Liptak. Across the face of goal. And out of bounds on the full. Just 20 seconds left in the quarter. Stevenson marks just inside the line. Don't know whether the Hawks can race it down the length of the field and get one more. Lawrence, Steve Lawrence a mark in between half-back and centre wing. I think time's going to beat them. So they really came out firing after the coach's address at half-time, but the Crows have been good to steady. And there's the siren for three-quarter time, which sees the margin 24 points after it had been 27 at half-time.
Yes, it was a good first half of the quarter by Hawthorn, and as we mentioned, the Crows have been in good form, but Hawthorn had really served it up to them what was going to happen from that point onwards, and I think it was the Crows that steadied. Rakuto was very good in midfield. Tregenza continued to be good, and they were the ones who've kicked probably the last 3 goals of the quarter to maintain a pretty handy lead going into the last term.
Ben Judge just making his way down onto the ground. 11-13-79 Adelaide. Hawthorn 8-7-55. So the Crows lead at the final break by 24 points.
This 7 News Update is brought to you by Colonial.
Good afternoon. On 7 Nightly News at 6, a gripping report from our news bureau in America as a police officer is taken hostage by a motorist pulled over for speeding. The vision you are seeing was taken by the type of camera mounted in many American police cars. We'll have more pictures and the outcome to this incident at 6 in 7 Nightly News. We'll see you then.
Nobody knows news like 7. Broke my windscreen. Broke my windscreen. Woe is me, what shall I do?
Simply phone us. Instant Windscreens.
Instant Windscreens fit windscreens, side and rear glass to all types of vehicles. Install van windows and even apply window tinting for cooler driving. All work is fully guaranteed. And with Instant's innovative repair it, you may not even need a new windscreen.
Instant Windscreens is our number. 132-444.
Impulse Roller Shutters Autumn Sale is on now. This month, all Impulse Shutters are a whacking 35% off, and you pay nothing for 6 months with no interest. Install Impulse Roller Shutters now, pay nothing for 6 months, and save a whacking 35%. And if you want your whole house done, we'll do it for half price. That's 50% off. Call Impulse Roller Shutters now on 131178. That's 131178, and save up to 50% on roller shutters.
Macleay's Bulk Store, Coglan Street, Brompton. Discount carpets from $25 a metre. Discount rugs, $39. Discount runners, $25. Discount vinyls, $39 a metre. Macleay's Bulk Store, Coglan Street, Brompton. Buy direct, bank the difference.
There's nothing worse than a sick engine. Clean your fuel system and restore smooth, healthy engine performance by adding Pyroil fuel injector and carburetor cleaner to your fuel tank from Pyroil Performance Products.
At SGIC, we believe in rewarding our customers. So if you roll your motor and home insurance together with us, we'll reward you with a 10% discount off both policies.
Great Southern Land.
Peel off Team Colours. Peels off easily wherever you are. Peel off Team Colours. Paint's on. Peels off.
Don't approach this man on the street, as he's considered dangerous and extremely funny.
Steady Eddie returns on his brand new tour, Tales from the Crypt.
Comedy didn't go too well over there, so I had to take up a second job with the disabled strip mob. We were called the Crippendales.
Don't miss Steady Eddie.
Appearing the Old Spot Hotel, Norwood Function Centre, South Adelaide Football Club and the Vine Inn.
In that quarter, Hawthorn kicked 5 goals, 1 to the Crows 4-5. The Hawks got the first 4, but then back came the Crows. Modra, the leading goal scorer, he has 4, and Bickley has 2 for the Adelaide Crows. 8 different goal kickers for the Hawks. Now, the other game being played today is at Optus Oval. If you don't wish to know the score because of a replay coming up after this game, look away now. Well, Curls, the Crows came back when the pressure was put on. They're looking pretty good to me.
Well, they did. You know, Hawthorn really had a crack at them early in that quarter, kicking those first few goals, but the Crows steady, and they did come back in good form, something they haven't done in the past few years. They'd normally crumble and panic. It was just a bit of... Malcolm Blight was a bit concerned, had Liptak and Jarman aside there and had a good yarn with them. Lippy wasted the ball a bit during that quarter. And Ken Judge wants his players to use the ball better and direct the ball better into their forwards. But this is still a good game of footy. If Hawthorn can break away and get a couple of goals early, who knows what the outcome could be.
Yes, perfect scenario. It's still, there's not a breath of wind. Sort of smoke haze around the area at the moment. And we're set for a ripper of a final quarter. And away we go with the Crows leading by 4 goals going into the last term. Pittman palms the ball down, but it's fumbled there. The hand pass forward by Salmon, who's been magnificent. Treleven's kick, Chick. Well, Paul Salmon has to keep going. Been double teamed on the ball, and he's played just one of those games. 6 kicks, 14 handballs, 9 marks, and he's dominated the hit-outs. And if Daniel Chick can convert from this, well, you'd certainly still give the Hawks a chance. Oh, it looks all right. It's close. It's home. Just the start the Hawks needed.
It could have been a pretty useful play down there. Chick led well when marked the ball well overhead. And he, against Samino, he's just been terrific in midfield. Not only is he a ruckman, he's a possession getter. He's had 20-odd possessions. And once the ball came out, it was Chick who was leading into space. Not easy to kick the ball from this angle, but it's gone through, and that's the kind of start Hawthorn needed just to get themselves that little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So the Hawks bring it back to 18 points. 79 plays, 61. Salmon taken away by Rashudo. Been an outstanding player for the Crows. Punched away by Lawrence. Has done quite well at centre-half back since going there after half-time. Picking up Robin. Good tackle by Stevenson. Comes out to James. Spent most of the game on the interchange bench. Modra, the high flies. Jarman. Great mark. Not the favourite son anymore. Yet to kick a score.
He's very good overhead, Jarman, isn't he? And that's one of the advantages he normally has against his direct marking player, that normally is that little bit taller, and that stays able to be the third man up and mark.
So this should be a quick reply, and he's missed. Much to the delight of the Hawthorn fans.
He's an amazing kick on the run. I don't think I've ever seen a better kick of the football than Darren Jarman, but on those set shots, he really just tries to really be very gentle with the kick, and often miss time for him.
The kick out. Lawrence, well done. Lord up to centre wing. Robin just back on for the Hawks. 2 brothers on opposing teams today. Taylor's kick, good mark to Holland. And Nick Holland has taken 11 marks. Harford wide to Lord, running out of space. A centering kick by Lord. 2 against 2. Chick off hands. Crumble. A goal to Crumble.
For 76 years, Qantas has built a remarkable tradition of service and safety in world aviation. And we're not about to rest on our laurels. Through innovation, we're creating an even better Qantas as we fly towards 2000.
And the Hawthorn fans hauling up the voice boxes. Great spirit around the ground here at Waverley Park. James, quick hands, the lip tack. Kicks a high ball. The bounce is all important. Jarman taps on, looking for Bickley. Stevenson's got pace at ground level. Comes back to Costa. Kicks the ball to the front of the square. Jarman, one out with Graham, pushing and shoving. Lawrence kicks the ball off the ground. Lux of Fortune goes to Harford. Gets it back to Lord, back to Harford, the old 1-2. Running out of defence is Johnny Hassel. Thumps the ball out wide. Here's Holland. He's been a star today. Can he pick it up at ground level? He's got Cave in the beat. Pulled off the ball. Smart paddles the ball along. Gets it back to Caven. Taken to ground. In front is Lawrence, and that's been a big move.
Yeah, his second half at centre-half back's been very good.
So Stephen Lawrence on this ground. Start for Hawthorn in a premiership win in 1991. Now playing at centre-half back. Good thump away. Sign of strength goes down to James to Risciuto. Here come the Crows.
Modra on the lead. Graham foils him. Scott tries to go off the ground. Vardy gets it back. Bickley, the skipper, up to the goal square. Salmon gets back there to supply support. Paul Salmon, what a game he's played. James, fresh legs. Ball floats in the air for Pittman. Taylor, hectic pace in this game. Salmon to Harford, and they run it out again through Richard Taylor. Crows by 13 points. The kick by Taylor. Holland! Not quite this time, and the ball out of play. The Crows jumped the Hawks. They led by 27 at quarter time. They led by 27 at half time, and still 24 at three-quarter time. But the Hawks are heading back. On the boundary, Neil Curley.
Yeah, I think Malcolm Blythe's taking a huge chance with Caven on Holland. Holland's a very dangerous player, and I'd have Smart on him.
And I'm a bit surprised with the attendance, 23,463. Thought that might have been a tad more here, but they're getting right behind the Hawks.
Those coloured suits, they're confusing. They look like people.
Well, they're making a noise like 50,000. The seats must be singing.
Well, Hawthorn are within 13 points. 80 plays 67. The first two goals of this final term. Smart. Neil Curley thinks should be playing on Holland. He's been a dominating player along with Salmon. There's Holland. Second grab. Couldn't take it. Harford starting to work his way into the game. Good tackle by Caven. Causes a loose ball. Harford tunnel balls it back to Lord. Kicks the ball inside 50. Chick's been dangerous. So has Crummell's got it. He can run into the open goal. Crummell kicks a goal. Hawthorn within 7 points.
On 7's all-new must-see Sunday. A desperate attempt to outrun the law. The one-stop car wash and video cameras catching crooks and thieves like never before. 7:30 police camera action with Peter Brock.
Then at 8 on Must See Third Rock,
showing off my breasts.
Dick's out to reignite his love life.
I'm not wearing any panties.
He'll go to any lengths. Well, nearly.
Get me a beer?
I'd rather not.
Police camera action followed by Third Rock on 7's Must See Sunday, baby.
Well, the Hawks still with a big chance. Salmon wins another one. Treleven's hand pass slightly behind. Taylor did well, and distance from a standing start. Punched by Smart. Clapping the rover. Acting skipper today. Crummell in the goal square again. And he's about to kick his third goal for the last quarter.
They'll be within a point, Drew. They got within 4 points in that third quarter.
So Brendan Crummell in a purple patch. 3 in the last quarter. 4 all after half-time. And like in the third quarter, the Hawks have kicked the first 4 goals of the term.
Yes, it's interesting. The midfield, the forward line matchup for the Crows have been persevered with the whole game. We've got Crummell on Jamison now. Caven on Holland, as we mentioned before. For the whole game, Holland's been on top there. You've got Nigel Smart on Jonathan Robin. But at this point of the game, the Hawthorn forwards are doing the finishing. Salmon in the ruck and around midfield is just setting it up beautifully.
Richard Taylor also has been an important player. He's won some hard contests today. So Salmon, for mine, best player on the ground. Can he keep going for Hawthorn? That's the question. Stevenson at the bottom of the pack.
And this is where home state advantage, the home crowd is so important. You can see that as soon as Hawthorn do something, the crowd are up. The emotional support is just a gigantic factor in this game of footy.
Salmon versus Pittman. Forced forward by Hassel. Taken away by Trelevin, lost it. Knocked on by Johnson. So it's a loose ball. Here's Taylor once more. Much improved player. Gets it wide to Lord. Hawthorn haven't been in front all day. Trelevin can run inside 50. Takes a bounce, gets around Pittman. Onto the left boot. Chick's got the sit. So's Holland. Couldn't take it. A wasted opportunity that time for Hawthorn. James runs it out. Pops it in the air. Vardy does well. Drew his opponent under the ball. He's off and running. Scott can't run him down. Kicks inside 50. Modra. Beaten by Graham.
Gee, this is a huge ground and the players have to be very tired.
Loose player, Trelevin on the half-forward line.
Lord finds Trelevin. Outside half-forward. Crawford. And Chick. Stays with Chick. Ormond Allen over the top of it. Crows will be happy to have it out. And that's a ball up in the forward pocket.
You know, I think it's only one decision, but there was a decision which I would regard as a team free kick against the Sydney Swans the first 5 minutes of last minute's game against the Crows. Players aren't diving on the ball today in their 4s and 5s and 6s. I think they're much more aware.
And that's bounced out. Clever kick by Rashuto. And we start again with a throw-in just outside the 50. Hawthorn attacking. Well, in the third quarter, Hawthorn did the same. 4 goals in 7 minutes to start the term, but the Crows were good enough. They steadied and retained a 4-goal lead at the last break. Can they steady again in this last? All players would be desperately tired. It's been played at a fantastic pace. Well, not all of the ball went out. Lord. Caven in front. Good mark.
Well, Hawthorn haven't been in front all day. If they do hit the front, a huge roar will go around this ground at Waverley Park because they've got the vocal support. Here's Caven. He's getting the hurry up from the fans as well. Steadies and kicks the ball long. Salmon against Pittman. Rashuto. That was good vision to Hart. Got a bad bounce. Trelevin. Playing the hand pass. Sets it up to the Rat Platten. Gives it across to Hassel. He'll kick long. There's Chick. Here comes Holland. Couldn't take it on the second grab. An important mark as a turnover. Costa goes to ground. Stevenson's got pace. Being a left footer, he'll wheel around. Hooks the ball back to the half-forward line. Here's a chance for Crawford. Can he keep it in? He can't. And we've got a boundary throw in. 1 point the difference. 80 plays 79.
This is real rebound footy, isn't it? I mean, it's a mistake by either side. A turnover happens and whiz, she's down the other end. It was Costa out there who lost his footing. Otherwise, the Crows would have been probably in their forward 50.
55 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. Big tackle by Robran.
And also the bounce of the ball. There was one out here on centre wing. It just bounced on the point.
It's running with Hawthorn just at the moment.
Well, they still trail by a point. Robran against Pittman. Pittman does well. Sharked it. Has the kick smothered. Rebounds to Costa. To Rashuto. Didn't hit a target. Here comes James.
James with the fresh legs. Plenty of distance. Robran, good mark. Matthew Robran for the Crows. Modra tries to slip his opponent. Graham still with him. Modra at the back. Couldn't quite take the mark. But a chance for Vardy. Offline and through for a minor score. Peter Vardy, 2 behinds, and that is the margin of the game.
One has to say Mark Graham overall has done a pretty good job on Tony Modra. Whenever there's been anything like a one-on-one contest, Graham's done okay. A few times when Modra's been able to lead into space, well, obviously then he's dropped him off. But a pretty good game, I would think, by Graham.
Modra's kicked 4 goals. For 11 at half-back for the Hawks. Goes to the outer wing. The two number 23s, Crawford and McLeod. And he's walked it over the boundary line. That'll be a throw-in. But there was
shy look at the umpire too.
50,000 Hawthorn seats. Reckon it was deliberate.
It's a 2-point ball game. Salmon in the ruck versus Pittman. McLeod kicks it off the ground. Gets an extra 15 metres. Runs out in front of Pritchard. There's McLeod on screen, picking up Crawford. Just a huge din going around the ground. It's non-stop. The chant goes up. Hawthorn, Hawthorn. Wren's warming up in the dugout. Looks like he'll have a crack at Salmon as well. Prosciutto caught that time. Still good enough to get the ball away to Bickley. It's been marked by Lord. On the half-back line. Kicks a high one. Robbins in front. Smart with a sit. So the Crows need a goal to settle things down. Robin pushing and shoving. This time he beats Lawrence. That's a clever mark. Six marks to Robin. He's averaging 10 a game. It's his third game for the season. What an important kick. They can just stem the flow of this Hawthorn onslaught. Who refuse to give in. Robin from 50. He's kicked a goal.
The Mitsubishi Magna's powerful 3-litre V6 is cheaper to run than Commodore or Falcon. The superb handling of independent rear suspension is standard on all Magnas, unlike Commodore or Falcon. Its lower drag coefficient means it's more aerodynamic. And boot size? Well, we had to make it bigger than Commodore and Falcon to fit in all the awards it's won. Mitsubishi Magna, winner by knockout.
And as Robin was kicking that goal to give the Crows an 8-point lead, Wren replaced Pittman. So it's going to be all that much harder for Salmon in the closing stages. Darren Jarman against his old team, but Lord takes the mark for the Hawks.
Big game too, 26 possession, 10 marks.
He was their best last week against Carlton. He had over 30 possessions last week. Holland reaches over the top. Harford, high inside the 50. Good mark to Rod Jamieson. Unmarked out wide is Costa. Cornered by Stevenson. Jarman. On the run, Liptak stretching the hamstrings. And he takes it out, and that'll be a throw-in at right half forward. Just under 9 minutes remaining in the game, and the Crows lead by 8 points after at one stage leading by 27 at half-time.
Twice Hawthorn have challenged. They got within 4 points in the third quarter and 1 point in this last term. When Crumwell booted 3 quick goals, Harford is a clever player. He's had a great year to Lord. Another possession. Run through the centre square. Takes him on. Long raking hand pass to Hassel. Gets around Smart. Back to Lord. He can run inside 50. This will be a big goal. Long bomb from Lord. Off target. Crawford runs with a flight. It's not paid. Don't throw it in the ground, son. So 1 point. Great passage of play by Lord. Jamieson kicks wide. Got the loose player in Costa. Big Wren's on the ground. Tregenza from behind. Make that Prosciutto. Hands and knees. Look at Holland. Desperate in the clinches. Gets it back to James. Kicks back to the half-forward line. Lawrence does well.
And plays on. Loses his strides but goes on with it.
He had the hobbles on. He couldn't kick it.
All Hawthorn here. Trelevin puts it out in front of Johnny Hassel. He doesn't mind a goal. The pass is good for Crawford. Justin Crawford on the 50. Centres to Salmon. Well, how about that? Well done, Paul Salmon. He has covered the ground like the curator's mouth.
Yes, he just drifted into that. It's Hassel there. Has passed the ball over to Crawford. It was just Salmon drifting inside 50. Wren was caught a long way from him. Still going to take a good kick, almost 50 metres.
He's only kicked 4 goals for the year, Drew. 7 times he was Essendon's leading goal kicker. But one thing about Paul Salmon, he takes his time.
Yes, you can nearly go and make a cup of tea while he's lining up.
He won't be hassled.
He has kicked over 500 goals in his career. This one has distance, but not accuracy.
Almost a standard situation when a player has to kick the ball 50 metres. Almost inevitably the ball will go to the left because he just hooks it marginally, just trying to get that extra 10 metres on the kick.
So one straight kick in it. Jamison will kick it out wide. Oh, there's a free to Hawthorn. Costa couldn't get his hand on it. He had 2 to kick it to. He went for the longer option. So Taylor made a big game for Hawthorn as well. So he kicks to the square. One for the high flyers. Good pissed away by Caven. So there's a 5-point ball game.
Can you imagine the excitement in the game if players had to keep the ball in play in those situations and just couldn't go for the safety of the goal line?
So Jamison. There's Pittman on the bench along with Stanfield. Jamison kicks the ball long. It's a beautiful long kick. Robin in front, punched on once more by Taylor. They need a bounce. Platten didn't get it. Can the Rat come back? Hart does well. Smart, the runner, out of defence with pace, puts a foot on the accelerator. He's in top gear, kicks long. Modra versus Graham, throws him out of the way. Graham does well, kept his footing, taken the ground by Liptak, forced over the line by Stevenson. He wants the free kick to Graham. He was very upset about that.
Did exactly what he had to do, Graham. He pushed his body hard back into Modra, so Modra couldn't get that one step and jump. Just kept pushing back. Probably should have got the free kick from being manhandled himself, but the important point was didn't give Modra room to jump on him.
Important throw in for the Crows. Robin got a hand to it. Modra missed it. Pritchard, who was benched earlier on, clears out of defence. Good mark by Mark Rasciuto. 55 metres out. A centering kick. Goes past James to Jarman. Jarman off the left to the point of the square. Modra with the sit. Salmon, well, how about that? Give him 6 votes today, Paul Salmon. Magnificent display.
Well, 23 possessions, 11 marks. Costa does it well. Runs with the flight of the ball. Got a loose player. Good effort by Harford. Did very well. And puts the ball over the line and gets a round of applause there from his teammate in Taylor against Johnson.
He just looks so strong overhead at the moment, Salmon, doesn't he? When he's sort of standing under the flight of the ball, he just always looks like marking them, just very safe and sure.
Just over 5.5 minutes of action left. Ken Judge winding up his side.
The season's on the line.
They've trailed all day. James pumps it back inside 50. Modra's got the set. He's got it. That's a good mark. He's on a tough angle. He's kicked 4, 3 in the first quarter. And the Crows jumped out of the starting stalls. And 1 goal in that third term, so he's kicked 4.
It's an incredibly tough shot from there. He'd hardly have any goal space open to him. He's got to go for this check side kick, but I've seen him kick some fantastic goals, Modra, but this will be a special if he can get this through.
So Tony Modra curls it around.
Hit the post.
Hits the wood. Important point. There's a goal in it.
Just under 5 minutes remaining. Malcolm Blythe and Ken Judge biting their fingernails, but little they can do about it.
3 and 5 Hawthorn in 13th spot. Adelaide in 6th spot, 4 and 4.
Graham, he kicked in short earlier on a couple of times with disastrous results. Goes long this time. Taylor, front of the pack. Up at centre wing. Robin, bad bounce over his head. Bad bounce for Tregenza. So Smart crashes the ball to the forward line. Red. There's Salmon again. Getting it out the back. James trying to duck through. Taylor's been a very good player. Picks the right option with Lord. One straight kick the difference. For 11, another big possession-winning day. Johnny Hassel. Just forward of centre wing. All down the centre corridor.
Here, on the flank, they got loose players.
Holland.
Crummell.
It's Crummell. Now, Brendan Crummell has had a huge last quarter with 3 goals.
You've got to say he's got his eye in. He's kicked 3 in this last quarter. He's not a bad player to have the ball at this stage of the game.
Johnny Hassel had 3 players loose on the flank. He had 3 players loose on the edge of the centre square. It finally went to Crummell.
This to level the scores. Drop punt. Yes! Scores level!
I know this probably sounds a bit silly, but...
No, go on.
Well, the car's sort of going, I don't know, conqueror.
Uh-huh. Would that be a fast conqueror, or a slower conqueror?
Yeah, like that.
My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I can hear these rumbling noises.
What, sort of...
Yes.
From the engine or the wheels?
The wheels.
Front or back?
Back. You believe me?
I believe we should check it out.
Ultra-Tune. In tune with you and your car.
Hawthorn's booted 5 goals to 1 in this quarter. Edwards comes back onto the ground for the Crows. Scores a level, 88 apiece. The Hawks trail by 24 points at 3/4 time. Jarman goes to ground. And he gets a free kick for over the shoulder.
By the umpire who wasn't in charge of the play.
Goes short. Got a loose player in Edwards just off the interchange bench. Under 3.5 minutes. Tyson Edwards pumps it long. Modra's the target. Getting back there, Graham. Kick, quicks, and it's a point. Thrust through by Vardy. So the Crows back in front. He's kicked 3 behinds. Peter Vardy. An anxious Crows box, Malcolm Blight. On with John Reid as Graham kicks straight down the centre of the ground. He's looking for the big guns. Taken by Treleaven, gets it across. Harford didn't see Risciuto. An important tackle. Harford's got 2 to beat. Tregenz's in front. Harford goes to ground. It's on centre wing. Flatten. Kicked off the ground by Johnson. Bickley throws it up towards Jarman. Mr. Magic, 2 bounces, runs to 50. Long pot shot at goal by Jarman. 1 point. Hawthorn will need a goal to win it. Judge upset, but the Crows by 2 points.
2 minutes 26 left on the clock. The only time the Crows beat the Hawks in Melbourne was here by a point 5 years ago. They now lead by 2. Lawrence fighting hard at centre half-back. Risciuto. Well done, Rodbren. And Lawrence a second effort. The umpire eventually will have to ball it up. What a game. Who would be a coach? I've got 2 former coaches alongside me. I think they're pretty happy to be commentators today.
It'd be nice for to be the coach who ends up winning this game. That's when it's fun.
Wren. Johnson. Risciuto's kick smothered. Pritchard couldn't get boot to ball. Rodbren to Johnson. Modra held. Yes, free kick right in front. That should do it for the Crows.
Well, KB, I think we both know the feeling that was in Ken Judge then. Modra was going to get to the ball. Graham really had little choice but to try and manhandling him. He did. The umpire caught him. It was just a fair decision. No one can argue about it, but it was just a question of the way it fell.
Yes, Daniel Harford at centre half back when he didn't see Risciuto coming. A bit slow to get rid of it. They needed to tumble that ball forward at that instant.
Modra puts the Crows 8 in front. That's his 5th. And now everyone in the competition will have to stand up and take notice of the Adelaide Crows.
Yes, certainly today they've stood up and be counted. They got away early. Hawthorn certainly worked hard. They've put the challenge on them, but did in this last 5 minutes. I thought Darren Jarman's got a couple of key possessions after being fairly much down for most of the game. And Modra, well, it's been a very good contest against Graham, but in that situation there, well, he just would have been first to the ball. and this free kick. Stupid-looking spectator jumped the fence and coming on. Well, we can do without that.
Well, Hawthorn have lost a couple of nail-biters. They lost one here to North Melbourne in the dying stages. Just under a minute and a half left. They have to get a quick goal. Time looks to have beaten Hawthorn. It's been a valiant effort. Salmon, best man on the ground for Mines, played a mighty game. Tyson Edwards, fresh legs off the bench. Risciuto to Costa. Good mark to Scott. Time's a problem for Hawthorn. Jarman's been held. No free kick, should have been paid.
His trouble is he wants to umpire the game as well as play.
There was no doubt it was a free kick. It was just no umpire had the view that we did. Simple as that.
Salmon tried to slap it on, then does well at ground level. Pulled down before he can get his boot to the ball. Trelevin tumbles it back towards Robran. Johnson out wide to Hart, goes short. He's got the loose player in Liptak inside the centre square. Just 34 seconds left, and he finds Bickley.
This is a great performance by the Crows. They were challenged in the third quarter and they hit back. They've been challenged in this last quarter and they've hit back.
Yeah, it's a great game of football. We said early in the game it looked like being a goal-scoring shootout, but Hawthorn tightened the game up, which they had to do, but the Crows have been good enough to maintain their advantage.
So Bickley from right on 50, the distance is there. He's kicked it. That's a great kick by the skipper. He's booted 3. So 2 late goals have sealed it for Adelaide.
And Bickley's kicked a couple of what we would term captain's goals. I think the third quarter goal that he kicked came after Hawthorn had really served it up to the Crows for a while. Probably this time it was really just a question of what kind of margin it was going to be. The Crows look like they've got the game in control with only a few seconds to go, but nevertheless he's put the nail in, kicked accurately from a long distance.
Well, the Hawks never actually got their noses in front. The closest they got was when they levelled the scores. But now it's 14 the difference. Last seconds of the game. Hassel. There it is. The Crows have a rare win in Melbourne. And what a performance by the Adelaide Crows. But congratulations to Hawthorn, who were valiant in defeat. Away and the Crows celebrate. Here's Curls with Nigel Smart.
Yeah, thanks very much, Drew. Well, Nigel, that's the win you've been chasing in Melbourne.
Yeah, it was hard fought. We got ahead early, and to Hawthorn's credit, they just fought back, and towards the end it got very close, but we kicked away, and it was just a fantastic win.
The preparation for this game was good?
Yeah, our last 3 or 4 weeks have been really solid. We've had tough games, and we thought we could win this one in Hawthorn. We have to draw a line in the sand somewhere for the year, and this was it, we won.
Watching the Crows the last few weeks, they just seem to be a lot more confident. There's not a lot of pressure on individuals who've been making mistakes. They're playing the Malcolm's game plan, and they seem a lot freer in their football.
Yeah, we've got a young team, and they're backing themselves in. We've got a lot of confidence at the moment, and look, if we win our next 2 or 3 in a row, we'll be there in the finals.
Well done, Nigel. You're going to enjoy yourself.
I will.
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks, girls. Well, that's the Crows' 11th game at Waverley and just their 3rd victory. They've now beaten Hawthorn twice and St Kilda once. And they seem to have broken that little bit of a hoodoo lead. And who knows where they can go from here. But it's a long way up the ladder for the Hawks, who now have a record of 3-6. Full time here, Adelaide 14-18, 102, Hawthorn 13-10, 88.
We've tracked down those skirtings for you.
It'll need regular deep watering.
Every time.
This will complement it perfectly.
Hi, Bill. What project are you working on?
I reckon you'd be better off with bolts than nails.
Thank you. Well, that was good value.
10 out of 10 every time.
AFL headquarters isn't Football Park. It isn't Subiaco or the MCG. It isn't even Waverley. It's Kmart, where you can get more AFL-approved merchandise than anywhere else, and all at discount prices.
Remember, if you don't like cigarettes, rent with Budget, because unlike some people, we now guarantee all our cars are 100% smoke-free. For this and other fresh ideas, just call this number. Budget, all the difference in the world.
Having a new car warranty means what goes gets fixed, but you have to go back to the dealer for servicing, or your warranty goes. Right? Wrong. UltraTune can service your new car from day one, and your warranty keeps running as smoothly as your car. UltraTune, in tune with you and your new car, and your warranty at 15 RAA-endorsed locations.
Eagle's Nest, this is Red 1, going in for refuel, over. Then heading for home, Red 1. Roger.
Low on time and low on fuel? Try Mobile Card Express. First, swipe your card, then fill up, and you're away.
This is Red 1, fueling complete. Did you remember to pick up the milk?
Card Express, the fastest way to pay at the pump, at Quicks and mobile service stations.
I'm so glad you're pleased. Listen, I'm out of town for a few days. On a bit of a holiday. Can I check in with you when I get back? Great.
There are some moments in life that are more special than others.
Hi, darling. How was your day?
We did it.
You got the tickets. Alex!
Like achieving the goals you set for yourself.
Yes!
Amway, because opportunity has its rewards.
Monday, on Australia's Most Wanted, everyone dreams of success. And for Philip Carlyle, it was finally happening. But what technology was his company working on that cost him his life?
A robbery was not a motive.
Plus, when Lisa Kelly went out dancing with friends, she didn't know she was being stalked. You could help police find her attackers. We'll show you the panel van to be on the lookout for. Plus, a new record, 120 cases solved on Australia's Most Wanted, Monday on 7.
Well, the Crows led by 25 points at quarter time and 27 at half time. Hawthorn got to within a point in the third quarter and got level in the final quarter before going down by 14 points. Adelaide 14-18, 102 to Hawthorn 13-10, 88. Tony Modra, consistent all season. He's had just one game where he failed to score. That was against Carlton. Another 5 today. Bickley got 3 and Robrin kicked 2. And for Hawthorn, Brendan Crummell was remarkable. He kicked 5 goals all in the second half and 4 of them in the last quarter. And Daniel Chick kicked 2 goals. Well, we're sort of breathless after that game, and it was a fantastic game.
It was a fantastic contest. As we said earlier, the Crows jumped out of the blocks, and it looked like it was just going to be a goal-scoring shootout. Well, the Crows, I think, would have won comfortably, and Hawthorn did what they had to do to have a chance in the game. They tightened it up, they made it a struggle, and they put the pressure on the Crows, but the Crows were good enough, still had 9 more scoring shots, so they didn't kick very well. Otherwise, they may have won by a little more, but the Hawthorn cat at them, as you said, got close. Got level in the last quarter, but the Crows were good enough to kick the last 2 goals to win it.
Gee, Richard Taylor's had a pretty good season, played well today.
Pretty useful. This is in the third quarter there when Hawthorn had to come back from behind, and they did. They got almost up for Taylor, then Chick. But I think Bickley kicked a goal in the third quarter that helped a lot too. And Lawrence, well, he'd come down from centre-half back. He came on and played centre-half back. Crummell went into the forward line, and both those moves were very good for Hawthorn. They both ended up being very influential in Hawthorn getting back into the game. Robin, yeah, not a great game. Started okay. As I said, I thought Lawrence did well on him after that, but certainly that goal was important. And Bickley again, those key possessions in tight was a very valuable captain's role.
They must react pretty well to Ken Judge, the Hawks, because they kicked the first 4 goals of the third quarter and the first 4 of the last.
Yeah, well, it's total effort. You wonder where their goals were going to come from, but certainly Crummell with 5 goals in the second half. He was an unexpected multiple goal kicker. Chick, I thought, was very good. Leapt at the ball hard in the forward line, marked the ball pretty solid, but again, if you have someone looping at the ball as that happened then, the ball is at least going to come to ground. And Crummell again, 4 goals in 1 quarter. He would have been a hero if Hawthorn had to go home.
Clayton the Rover, acting skipper today. Crummell in the goal square again. Yeah, he would love to have won the game just to cap it off.
Yeah. But it wasn't to be. And Nigel Smart again, Malcolm Blight kept his nerve with the match-ups here. This was really important, wasn't it? Game was tight, and the one-on-one contest that Robin won and then kicked the goal from the 50-metre mark there, very important.
Finally went to Crummell.
And Crummell, this is his 4th goal of the last quarter from the 50-metre line and put it through. I think the scores became level at that point, but after that, the Crows regained control of the game. And here we see here, obvious free kick to Modra. He was going to get to the ball if Graham hadn't grabbed hold of the jumper. And that put the Crows, I think, 8 points ahead and almost safe.
Yes, and they ran out winners by 14 points.
Well, the stats look interesting, don't they? Particularly those handballs. Hawthorn's game, a lot of handballs to try and maintain possession. The Crows a lot more direct. I think we've noticed it in their game this year with Stanfield and Modra deep in the forward line. They kick the ball in there long. 199 to 94. You know, that kind of percentage, about half the number of handballs to kicks is about the percentages that you're usually looking for.
Neil Curley's in the Crows rooms, and here he is with Matty Robrin.
The start you were looking for, but then you couldn't really go on with and nail the game early.
No, Neil, we certainly had a terrific start. I think it was 6-1 up at quarter time, and certainly looking forward to going on to possibly kicking quite a reasonable side score. But I guess to Hawthorn's credit, gee, they fought and really fought very hard in the last 3 quarters, and it perhaps wasn't really a pretty game of footy in the end. It was just a real tough scrap, and unfortunately we came out on top.
At half-time, did Malcolm sort of have any idea of what Hawthorn might do? Did he make you aware of what Hawthorn might do?
Not really. I mean, I guess going into the game, losing Dunster, we were from the start perhaps a little unsure as to what they were going to do and where players were going to play. But I guess we came in at half-time, I think we were 20-odd points up or something like that. So we just sort of refocused on our game plan and what we were going to try and do. And they gave us a fright in the beginning of that third quarter, and to the boys' credit, the second half of the third quarter, they really fought back and sort of opened up a pretty reasonable lead at 3-quarter time.
Sorry, Drew, go ahead.
Drew Morford upstairs. I'm just wondering whether you spoke to your brother during the week leading up to the game. Did you think you might play on him?
Drew, he can't hear. I'll relay it. Drew asked, did you speak to your brother at all during the game?
No, we didn't. I stood him last year and we didn't say anything on the field. I guess we're both out there to do a job. Certainly a bit of a chat after the game, but it's nice to see he's doing well.
It wouldn't be easy, I imagine, standing your brother or being opposed to your brother out there, would it?
No, it's not easy. I mean, I guess we're both wanting to play well to keep our spots in the side, and if we come up on each other, only one of us is possibly going to play well. So I'm quite happy I didn't have to line up on him today.
Was there any stage during the last quarter you thought you might lose the game?
No, I guess one of the things we concentrated on prior to the game was never stop believing in ourselves, and that was certainly rubbed in again at half-time. And I guess we were always constantly reminding each other on the ground that we're always a chance to win the game. So I guess I never entered my mind that we were going to get beaten.
I thought one of the big things to come out of the win was the fact that there was no outstanding Crows player for 4 quarters, was there?
No, everyone was a solid contributor today. I mean, that's correct. I don't think we had anyone that really blew the game apart. Everyone, I guess, who had jobs did their jobs, and it was just a full team effort by the 21, which is a good sign, I guess.
Salmon proved a handful for you all day. He played a superb game in Holland as well.
Yeah, the two big blokes for them certainly put their hand up for their side today, and Salmon dropping back to around the centre half back position, sort of double teaming myself and blocking the path of Mods. I think he took a heck of a lot of catches today, and I thought played well. So did Dutchy Holland up forward for them.
Matty Rodman, you feel as though you're starting to come into form and fitness?
Certainly. I guess it's good to have three solid games under the belt now. Unfortunately, they've all been good wins, that makes it a lot more enjoyable. But I'll certainly get probably a bit more touch, more fitness with every game we play. So reasonably happy with the way things are going.
And tell me, the problem of playing in Melbourne over the years has been highlighted. Do you feel comfortable with the boys feel comfortable with the fact now that they can come to Melbourne and play well?
I think so. I mean, all we really needed was a couple of good wins against quality opposition. Did that against Footscray, nearly knocked off Collingwood. Here again today against the Hawks. I guess once again, getting back to that belief thing, the boys believe that we can win in Melbourne. I mean, the new travelling routine works in well, where we come over, have a bit of a trot around on Friday night prior to a game, just settles everyone down, and we're getting the rewards, I think.
Thanks, Matty, for your time. Enjoy yourself. Back to you, Drew.
Thanks, girls. And I don't think it's any fluke that they've won the 3 games since he came back. Here are the stats for the winners.
Well, some high possession. I would disagree. I thought Rakuto was an excellent player for the Crows, and his stats certainly support it. Kicks the ball long, works hard, good, strong, robust midfielder. Costa was pretty good. Bickley did his bit at times. I thought Graham did okay on Modra. Modra's kicked 5 goals, 4 behinds, but nevertheless, a couple of times they were standard lead into space type situations. Again, Matthew Rodman doing his bit at centre half forward, 6 marks around that area. Tregenza was pretty good. Jarman worked his way into it, I thought, in the second half after being fairly much down in the first half. Tony Woods did a good job early. And there's Hawthorn. Well, those 5 goals to Brendan Crummell, all in the second half. He really struggled a little bit at centre half back early against Matthew Rodman, but went forward. And those 3 half-time moves all worked well for Hawthorn. Lawrence to centre half back onto Rodman. Crummell from centre half back up forward where he kicked 5 goals, and Harford back to the half back line in the third quarter. They all worked fairly well. 21 handballs, 7 kicks, only 7 kicks you might say, but 21 handballs. That's certainly no wonder the Hawks had a lot of handballs over the whole team.
And the big blokes, Salmon and Holland, I reckon their names and stats should be in flashing gold lights.
Well, certainly 7 kicks, 16 handballs for a ruckman, 11 marks. They're pretty big stats.
And a ruck all day against a twosome that the Crows threw up against him. Just superb performance. We'll take a short break from Waverley and be back with you shortly.
On Today Tonight, exposing Adelaide's fresh egg scandal.
It shouldn't be allowed.
There's no need to do that.
They sell them as free range, but we uncover where they really come from.
They're all battery hens in cages.
And you pay extra for nothing. Plus a special investigation.
They're all overseas students.
Into the Asian school scam.
It's a joke.
Enrolled just to beat our immigration laws. And smart shopping. How to pick the real products behind those deceptive grocery labels.
Yeah, my dog's called Imelda, and we have exactly the same taste in shoes.
Imelda?
She looks at me with those eyes. She's just too special. There's plenty more shoes, but there's only one Imelda. She has got a real eye for labels. Well, with her taste, I just have to feed her my dog. Tender chicken and spinach.
Bit tastier than this, eh?
I mean, my dog is always in excellent taste.
If it's movies you want, it's movies we've got at SA Video Warehouse. If you want to buy or exchange with thousands to choose from, SA Video Warehouse. New and used, all guaranteed from $2 each. Yes, $2 each. SA Video Warehouse. The best price, best selection, best service. SA Video Warehouse. Full-length movies from just $2 each for sale or exchange. SA Video Warehouse. The new gigantic movie sale and exchange centre. 274 Weymouth Street, City. SA Video Warehouse, open 7 days.
Belonging to RAA Insurance, South Australia's #1 car insurer, gives you peace of mind when you need it most. With a claim satisfaction record that we're more than happy to boast about, we save you any worry and let you get on with the things that matter. Little wonder most South Australians trust and belong to RAA Comprehensive Car Insurance. There for you, always.
What's the hurry, Neil?
KFC have 2 pieces of chicken chips and a Pepsi for only $3.95.
$3.95? You're out of your mind!
Check it out, Brian. Hey, you're right. 2 pieces of chicken, chips and a Pepsi for only $3.95. Oh, they're gonna need more chickens! They're split!
Hurry. KFC's 2-piece combo is only $3.95.
Quick! Jump on it!
A flat tire can be a real nightmare. For a dream solution, get the pump, the temporary 2-minute repair kit in a can. For around $10, it's worth keeping the pump in your boot from Pyroil Performance Products.
AFL headquarters isn't Football Park. It isn't Subiaco or the MCG. It isn't even Waverley. It's Kmart, where you can get more AFL-approved merchandise than anywhere else, and all at discount prices.
There's only one place you'll find R&B's greatest hits. CC Music presents the Gold Seal Collection, Volume 2. 29 tracks on 2 CDs featuring Jodeci, New Edition, and Blackstreet. You know about Volume 1. You need 2. The Gold Seal Collection, Volume 2. It's black. It's all that.
Well, what a game. Hawthorn and Adelaide always seem to give us a match to remember. Well, we leave Waverley and head to Optus Oval, home of Carlton, for his game against Fremantle. Your commentators are the Peters, Landy and McKenna, and Don Scott. Let's pick it up at the start of the second quarter.
Second quarter from Optus Oval, the Blues leading by the narrowest of margins, 4-3 to 4-2. Very entertaining first quarter. Bandy goes at it hard. Allen, who started on the bench for the Dockers, as he has done in a few matches this year. A real scramble. Hamill's in there, I noticed. Koutafidis. Hamill, a late inclusion for Ratton. Out to Whitnell. Carroll, rookie from Claremont. He's being held, you would think, would get a free kick from that. And now gives away a free kick for a push in the back. So Whitnell to the Rhino, who missed it. Oh. Hand pass comes out to Koutafidis. Bandy tried to block it. Hogg's there. Gets taken to the ground. Good tackle on Allen, by Allen. A scrambly start to the second quarter. Hogg took a hand pass, couldn't get rid of it. And after all that, the ball's only travelled about, as the crow flies, 25 metres. Carlton to the right in this quarter. Dockers to the left. Bandy and Allen. This time, the Rhino, O'Sullivan, up towards half forward. Mark in front for Murphy.
He's got some real ability, this man. Playing midfield or half forward, he's now playing half forward. Here he is, eyes to the ball. You can see there the pack flying. You could say that Parker really should have punched that ball.
Murphy kicks, and Murphy has put it through, has he? It's there. It's a goal. So the difference out to 7 points. Justin Murphy kicks his first, so 9 individual goal kickers in the match so far.
Well, he did have a problem early in his career. It was a real one-wayer, Justin Murphy. If he wasn't winning the ball, he was in real trouble because he didn't have a defensive side. But the Carlton people believe he's getting a little bit better. He's the leading goal kicker at Carlton this year with 12.
Seven points the margin in favour of the Blues. Callahan working hard, taken by Beaumont, smothered off the boot. Punched away by McGovern, taken by Koutafidis. He drives to the half-forward line with a lovely kick, finds White. So the kick in towards half-forward. Oh, the Dockers player slipped over Clement. And
just a point on that Carlton's forward line. They've got Justin Murphy starting in the square. Lance Whitnell's commencing at centre-half forward, and Kernahan's falling into the gap in between full forward and centre-half forward. In the past, Kernahan has generally swapped with a Spalding at centre-half forward, but he's spending all his time as Murphy hits the post, another behind.
Well, he should have kicked that from there. He's normally a great kick for goal, Justin Murphy. His opponent there, Clement had slipped over, and well, he slipped over a couple of times. So Scotty Chisholm, the Dockers supporters have their hearts in their mouths when he kicks in from full-back. The umpire hurrying him up, so he kicks it to himself, Chisholm, and drives.
out towards half-back. Harding is there, and he's got support. And the mark as well. That's the young fella there, and Trent Carroll taking the mark. He'd be pretty excited today. And that long list of footballers, as we said, from Claremont. Now, centre wing, Waterhouse, almost threw it away. Mann knocks it away. Cooter Feedings, Hickmott, he dives on it. Now, he wasn't pinged as was Kickett earlier. Very similar sort of situation. McGovern was there.
Free kick.
Now Hickmott, it's a free kick. And it will go the way of the Dockers. And it looks like Wills is the recipient. He's having an outstanding season, Andrew Wills. He drives to half forward. They need someone to take a mark. They've got Peter Mann at the back. He's taken it. Now he's 60 metres from goal.
This is only his second kick, man. He's been quiet.
So Mann will lob it up towards the goal square. Now there a chance for a mark. Jeff White flies. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Silvani went without it. Allen hooks it back to Bradley. Bradley doesn't muck around and knocks it through for a behind to the Fremantle Dockers.
Careful aim there, Bradley. So as he didn't hit it out of bounds, he made sure he hit it through for a behind. 5-4 to 4-3. Dockers' first score of the second quarter. Ends Christo. Looking for options. And now has to go long. Sexton. Too tall.
Gee, he was lucky, only going one-handed.
Sexton from centre half back. Third in the club's best and fairest last year. Straight down the centre of the ground. Curtahan, O'Sullivan, Bradley, thought about giving it back to him. Williams next to him, says go long, and he does, and he bounces it through for a goal.